Let's hear him thrice in a row, shall we? It's turned into a beautiful day in Columbia. South Carolina defense, Denny in left, Brewer in center, Petrie in right. Along the infield, Cole Messina at third, Michael Braswell at short, Will Tippett at second, Gavin Casas at first. Jonathan French is the catcher, Matthew Becker the pitcher. Before we give you his numbers, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Becker, 6'3", 200 pounds, a lefty, a sophomore from Chapin, South Carolina, Chapin High School. He's 4-0 in 6 starts, 12 total appearances. He has alternated between the bullpen and the starting role this season. He has pitched 29 1/3 innings, given up 22 hits, 11 runs, all earned, 15 walks, 42 strikeouts, a 4-0 record, an earned run average of 3.37. Stanfield, Irish, and Pierce to start it again for the Tigers. And again, we excitedly turn it over to my partner and friend, the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
Brad, thank you very much. First pitch weather forecast presented by our friends at Premium Beverage. To remind you that Modelo is brewed for full-time fans. Drink responsibly. Modelo Especial beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. 68 degrees at game time today, cooler than it's been all weekend, and windier as well. Wind out of the west at 14 miles an hour. It's blowing out to right today, and partly cloudy skies. Rain most of the morning. Matter of fact, it was raining when we got to the ballpark early this afternoon. But it is cleared off. It's a beautiful day, and the first pitch to Stanfield is a fastball high and outside for ball 1. Chris is 3 for 9 on the weekend, has scored 4 times. Stands right on top of the plate. The pitch, ball 2 outside.
The key against Becker is make him throw strikes. The majority of the pitches he throws are in the upper part of the strike zone if they're strikes. So make the home plate umpire call those strikes, make him throw it consistently.
And that's ball 3 outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Becker, 42 strikeouts, 15 walks this season.
A walk every just under 2 innings.
He's behind to Stanfield, 3 balls and no strikes. Lined in the pitch. And he walked him on 4 pitches. Missed outside on every one of them. And Stanfield, for the 3rd straight game, leads off the game, and he is aboard.
Yeah, he has been Mr. Productivity since earning the spot at the top of the order. Now 2 SEC series in a row, and he has really caused havoc on those base paths the first 2 games of this series.
Here is Ike Irish, 2 for 9 on the weekend. A couple runs scored, a couple runs batted in as Becker comes set. Stretch and pitch. Strike call on the outside corner. A fastball at 91. Third baseman Messina playing well off the line, but up on the edge of the infield grass.
Becker in his pregame warm-ups was really having trouble getting his footing around the rubber. He was kicking dirt off. And
there goes Stanfield. The pitch is high. Throw to second base. Not in time. He dropped the ball, and Braswell is hurt. He drops his glove. He sits down on the right side of second base. I don't know if it was the collision when Stanfield slid in. It appears to be his glove hand, his left hand. And the athletic trainer, Austin Coates, comes out. So does the head coach, Mark Kingston. It's a stolen base for Stanfield, his 5th of the season.
It didn't look like the contact was terribly impactful, but Braswell immediately reached down, grabbed the top of his wrist.
And I'll be honest, I don't know if he doesn't drop the ball, they may get Stanfield at second base, Brad.
I think they do. It was such an on-target throw by French. Braswell's going to stay in the game. They're already without Braylon Wimmer, who started Friday night's game at short because of but he left the game with a hamstring injury. He's going to miss 2 to 3 weeks.
The pitch was a ball. 1-1 the count to Irish, and Stanfield's at second base. Just the start of things in game 3 in Columbia. Stretch. Here's the pitch to Ike, and he balked. He stumbled coming off the mound. He did not throw home, and Stanfield goes to third. Brad, it's exactly what you talked about.
He had to pause his pregame warm-ups for a solid 30 seconds because he was digging around and trying to shore up his footing. The home plate umpire, Michael Banks, went out, said something to him in that span. I don't know if he got an extra toss or one less or what, but or if that came into play at all. But, yeah, that's been bothering him since the very beginning.
It was like when he put his front foot down, it kind of spiked it, so to speak, and he just decided not to throw, and he just took the ball. And now Stanfield at third, nobody out, a ball and a strike to Irish.
He's still not comfortable there.
Pitch. Ike swings and fouls it back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Auburn designated hitter. Stanfield a walk on 4 pitches. He stole second and went to third on a balk. 1-2 the count now to Ike Irish. Stretching the pitch. Chopper to the pitcher. He tries to come home. He dropped the ball, and Stanfield scores, and Irish is safe. He tried to scoop the ball with his glove, shovel it home, and he never got the ball in his glove. And for the 3rd straight day, Auburn scores in the 1st inning.
Well, Becker would just as soon hit reset on this one. I don't know if he gets Irish and allows the run to score, or if he just tries to get Irish. I don't know if he makes the play. Just a swinging bunt out between the plate and the mound. And very early, there's going to be a mound visit here. Becker has not looked comfortable from pitch number 1 today.
It is a fielder's choice, and it is an RBI for Irish, his 3rd of the weekend. And like Auburn did on Friday night and yesterday afternoon, Auburn strikes first in the top of the 1st inning.
Becker is coming off a start against Florida where he earned the win. He gave up 2 runs on just 2 hits and 1 walk in 5 innings. He struck out 6. 6 strikeouts were second most. In fact, he has 14 strikeouts the last 2 weeks.
Now let's remember, this is a South Carolina team that came in as ranked as high as number 2 in one of the many polls, number 3 in most of the polls this weekend, and coming off of a sweep of the Florida Gators here at Founders Park. Did not play a midweek game. Auburn has taken the first 2 games of this series and strikes first in game 3. And here is Bobby Pierce, who is 4 for 10 this weekend with a home run and a run batted in. Irish with the lead at first, the pitch. Bobby swings and fouls it off the right side out of play. He has been aggressive at the plate, has Bobby Pierce this weekend.
As a result, he's raised his overall average to 372. His SEC average now at 299. A base hit here, and he's over 300.
Stretching the pitch. He bunts it. Tried to bunt it up the first base line, but fouled it off the right side. And Pierce behind, no balls and 2 strikes.
Becker's fastball, upper 80s to low 90s. Left-handers are hitting above 250 against him. Righties just over 170. Lots of fastball to both, though. I mean, 70% fastball.
He's ahead of Pierce. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Bobby swings and misses at a fastball elevated.
Well, that's where he lives. That's what Becker wants. He wants swings at a high fastball. The Auburn hitters have to do a couple of things. They have to be patient and let those be called strikes consistently first. And then if they are, you adjust the swing plane, the level of the bat up a little bit in order to get the contact you want.
Nobody hotter in the Auburn order than the man at the plate, Cooper McMurray, who's 4 for 7. The pitch to him missed high and outside. Cooper 4 for 7 this weekend. 3 runs batted in, or 3 runs scored, 5 runs batted in, and he hit a couple home runs here yesterday. 1-0 Auburn, top of the first, 1 on, 1 out. The pitch. Strike call, ran in on the hands of the left-handed hitter, and now the shift is on as Messina goes to the second base area, and the second baseman Tippett on the outfield grass. Stretch by Becker. Here comes the pitch. Just missed a little up, maybe in.
Well, and if he's not going to get that call at the top of the strike zone, it'll be a long day for Becker, or maybe a short day.
You beat me to it.
Yeah.
1-0. Tigers are on top. We're in the top of the first. Irish gets his lead at first. 1 out. 2 balls and a strike to McMurray. The pitch. Foul back off the catcher's glove. 2-2 the count. Fastball at 90. Boy, if anything rings true here, he's going to elevate a fastball here to McMurray.
Absolutely. Would Auburn try to start Irish, get him running, and test French more behind the plate?
Stretching the pitch. Missed outside. Auburn did not. 3-2. Now maybe they do.
Yeah.
On a 3-2 pitch. Left side of the infield is wide open for Cooper McMurray. As Becker comes set, pitch. Got him swinging. Fastball, 90 miles an hour.
And elevated.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Becker.
It's tantalizing. It's hard to lay off that again. He struck out Vanderbilt 8 times in 4 innings 2 weeks ago and struck out Florida 6 times in 5 innings last week.
2 outs now with a runner at first, and here's Bryson Ware, 2 for 9 on the weekend with an RBI. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Bryson batting .339 on the season. Team leading 16 homers and 49 runs batted in. Irish with his lead at first with 2 down. Pitch. Inside. Bryson had to skip out of the way of that one. A ball and a strike to the Auburn third baseman.
Becker has hit 5 batters this season and now 30 innings of work.
A ball and a strike to Ware. Irish with the lead. The pitch. Fouled it back. 1-2 the count.
What do you think's coming here?
Elevated fastballs, my guess.
Probably a solid guess.
Ware's been a good hitter with 2 outs this season, batting .328. Becker's been a good pitcher with 2 outs. Teams are batting .206 against him. The pitch. There was the elevated fastball. A little too elevated, 2-2.
No, you can't throw it up above the batting helmet, typically.
Irish with the lead at first. It's not a big lead for the Auburn DH. Continues to creep away from the first base bag. 2-2. High fly ball into deep left center field by Bryson Ware at the track, and it is gone.
Woo!
Right above the 380 mark in left center field. Bryson Ware's 17th homer of the year. RBIs 50 and 51, and the Tigers lead by a score of 3-0.
Second straight game they've put a crooked number on the board in the first inning. That is how you come out and you make a statement on the road. Not game 1, not game 1 and 2, games 1, 2, and 3. That was launched.
A no-doubter.
Was that over the trees beyond the 380 sign?
I think it was into the trees.
Into the trees.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Here's Cole Foster batting right-handed. The pitch to him. Missed outside, ball 1. A 2-strike pitch with 2 outs in the inning. Pitch. Foster takes it low and it bounces off of French toward the Auburn dugout. 2-0 the count.
Foster homered off of Becker last year. In fact, Becker in 1 inning against Auburn gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. The 5 hits he allowed to the Tigers were the second most he allowed in an appearance last year.
2-0 the count to Foster. Swing and a miss. 2-1 on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Two balls and a strike to Cole. Outside, ball 3. Howell waiting on deck for Auburn.
Really supportive South Carolina fan yells out, "Throw strikes." Got it.
Great instruction.
Yeah.
3-1 pitch. Fouled back by Foster. Count is full.
And Becker is knocking on the door of 30 pitches here in the first inning.
3-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. 3 runs home for Auburn in the first. The wind and the 3-2. Foster sends one into deep center field. Brewer back. He's at the track. That is gone. Back-to-back homers by Cole, Foster, and Bryson Ware. Foster's first-round tripper as a right-handed hitter this season. His 7th of the season, his 2nd of the weekend, and for the 2nd straight day, Auburn has jumped out to a 4-0 lead.
Both home runs coming with 2 strikes. A 2-2 pitch to Ware and a 3-2 pitch to Foster, both hit in just about the same spot. Again, righties haven't hit as well off this guy as lefties have this year, but Ware and Foster just went against the trend, and Foster homers off of Becker for a 2nd straight season.
Here is Kason Howell. First pitch, strike call on the inside corner. 4-0 Auburn. We're in the top of the first. Back-to-back homers by Ware and Foster. Pitch. Misses low to Case and Howell. A ball and a strike. Both homers coming with 2 outs. Auburn scored 4 times with 2 outs in the first inning yesterday. 3 of the 4 runs today in the first inning with 2 down. Wind and delivery. Howell tried to bunt his way on up the first baseline, but fouled it off. A ball and 2 strikes to Kaysen.
Great idea. It's a defense that's been on the field a long time. They've been sitting at 2 outs now for 3 batters. You've just watched 2 home runs leave the ballpark. Make them, maybe if they're a half step late in getting started, you make something happen.
A ball and 2 strikes to Kaysen. The pitch. Fouled it off. Off-speed pitch at 80.
It's 32 pitches now for Becker in this first inning.
2 outs, nobody on. 1-2 count to Case and Howell. That missed inside. He held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Case and Howell. Back-to-back homers by Ware and Foster. Both on 2-strike counts. It's now 2-2. Excuse me. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Case. And the pitch right down the middle for strike 3. 4 runs for Auburn in the inning on 2 base hits. Homers by Ware and Foster. We go to the bottom of the first. Auburn 4, Carolina comes to the plate. This is the Auburn Sports Network from Playfly.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. Let's start creating yours with the SUVs of the future, like Ford Escape, Edge, or Explorer. They all earned government 5-star overall crash safety ratings by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, because the SUVs of the future aren't designed for a few. They're for everyone. Be future ready with Ford SUVs. Government 5-star safety ratings are part of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's new car assessment program. For more information, visit nhtsa.gov.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. In fact, the CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
4-0 Auburn as Will Cannon goes through his warm-up tosses. All 3 games of the series, the Auburn starter has had a lead as he has taken the mound. In the second straight day, he's had a 4-run lead. Chris Stanfield in left, Case and Howell in center, Bobby Pierce in right field. Along the infield, it's Bryson Ware at third, Cole Foster at short, Caden Green at second, Cooper McMurray the first baseman, Nate LaRue is the catcher, and the pitcher is Will Cannon, 6'1", 187, a sophomore from Phoenix City. He is 2-1 this year. This is his 3rd start, his 17th overall appearance. A 2-1 record, earned run average of 4.5, 34 innings, 40 hits, 17 earned runs, 21 walks, 31 strikeouts. Teams are hitting .303 against Will Cannon. His 2 previous starts came in SEC play. He started a game, he started the Friday night game in Gainesville against Florida, gave up a run on 5 hits in 4 innings. He then pitched the opener of the Texas A&M series, or was it game 3 of A&M that he started? In any event, against the Aggies, he gave up 2 runs on 5 hits in 3 innings of work. If he could give you 3 or 4 here, would be big as the Tigers go for the sweep. They've got a 4-0 lead. Will Cannon to face Brewer, Braswell, and Petrie for South Carolina.
Cannon through Friday night. He closed the game for Auburn. It was not a save situation. Went 1 inning, gave up a hit. Faced 4 batters through 29 pitches on Friday night. And he gets the start today, and he will get Dylan Brewer to lead it off in the first for South Carolina, with Auburn leading 4-0. The pitch misses outside to Brewer, who is 1 for 8 this weekend with a couple runs scored.
It'll be interesting to see if South Carolina is more aggressive or less patient at the plate than they've been throughout the year.
1-0 delivery. All 2 inside. Umpires today: Michael Banks behind the plate, Jason Millsap at first, Brandon Cooper at second, and Jason Bradley at third. 2-0 to Brewer. Cannon winds and fires. All three.
Went after the same spot, and Will's frustrated that neither of those calls got strikes.
It was a tight zone for Carolina in the top of the first.
Yeah.
3-0 to Brewer. Here comes the pitch, and he walked it. A leadoff walk. And here's Michael Braswell, the shortstop. 2 for 8 this weekend with a run scored, batting .264 with a homer, 13 runs batted in.
They will really miss Wimmer the next few weeks for as long as he is out.
Cannon working up the stretch. Big lead for Brewer at first. Here's the pitch. Missed inside.
With Wimmer out, that's 11 homers, 36 RBIs. That's 52 runs scored, which is top 10 in the SEC, and 13 stolen bases not in the lineup.
Throw to first. Brewer is safe. Oh, Auburn had him leading. He barely got back in time. That had taken a little starch out of the inning. Throw again over, and this one gets by McMurray. And Brewer is going to end up at second base on a throwing error by Cannon. He threw it low. McMurray couldn't scoop it. It went to the stands over there. Auburn fortunate that it didn't deflect down the line, and Brewer could have ended up at third. Now he's at second. Cannon still hasn't thrown a strike in the inning. And right now, Carolina's looking for any spark it can get. Auburn leads 4-0. We're in the bottom of the first. A ball and no strikes to Braswell. Here comes the pitch. And a strike. An elevated fastball from Will. A ball and a strike now to Braswell.
We did see some guys jog down to the South Carolina bullpen before the bottom of the first inning.
Cannon comes set. Checks the runner and the pitch. Miss low. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, so far, they have not been less patient at the plate, with their backs against the wall, having dropped the first 2 of the series.
2 balls and a strike to count. Pitch on the way. Upstairs, ball 3. Ooh, Ethan Petrie waits on deck. He walked Brewer on 4 pitches. He's fallen behind Braswell, now 3-1. Brewer with his lead. Down at second base, the pitch. Strike call. Full count now to Braswell. Sophomore out of Mableton, Georgia. He's played both shortstop and third base this weekend.
Cannon needs an out to settle in, get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Will comes set. And the pitch. Chopper back to Cannon. He'll throw to first. High, but out. A jam shot back to the Auburn pitcher. Brewer goes to third on the play, and there's 1 out of the inning.
That's a nice job of bouncing back there in the at-bat by Cannon. Ran the count full. Got the second called strike, and then coaxed the weak ground ball. And with a 4-run lead, you're okay with Brewer over there at third. Now deal with Petrie on his own.
2 for 5 this weekend with a run scored and an RBI. Batting .426 with 20 homers, 65 runs batted in. Stretch and delivery. Swing and a miss. A high fastball at 95 from Will Cannon.
High cheese.
Brewer down at third. He's there with 1 out. Stretch in the 0-1. Upstairs. Bounced off the glove of LaRue, but down to his feet. 1-1 the count. 4-0 Auburn leads. Carolina runner at third. A ball and a strike to Petrie. 1 out, bottom of the first.
Wind is blowing hard out to right.
Certainly is. Stretch in the pitch. Knocked down by Ware, behind the bag to first, and they called it foul.
Oh.
Ware with a fabulous play on top of the third base line. And his throw to first would have gotten Petrie as well.
Sure would have. Now, third base umpire Jason Bradley right there on top. Couldn't have been closer to it.
1-2 the count. Cannon comes set. Here's the pitch. Away from LaRue, off his glove, and here comes Brewer to score. I think that'll be a pass ball charge to Nate.
I think it should be. That is just a completely unearned run. A walk, an error that gets Brewer to second. He goes to third on the ground ball out by Braswell, and then a pass ball to get him in.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Petrie. It is a pass ball. And Cannon back to the full wind. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Miss low and away.
Petrie has walked a couple of times this weekend. Full counts and to back-to-back batters, and 3 ball counts to the first 3 in the game.
Here's the 3-2 to Petrie. High fly ball to deep right field, but it curves foul and down beyond and above the grassy knoll, the berm down the right side. He has power anywhere in this ballpark. And with the wind to right, he gets one up there. Forget about it. 3-2. Got him swinging with a fastball. 95 on the cheese from Will Cannon. First strikeout. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1.
3 pitches in a row where Cannon lived middle away against Petrie and then went middle in with the high fastball and got the swing and the miss.
Here's Cole Messina. He has been the best hitter by far for Carolina this weekend. He's 4 for 8 with 5 runs batted in, including a home run yesterday. Winding the pitch to him. Ground ball, third base side, it's foul.
Both teams scored their first runs without the benefit of a hit in this ball game. Auburn was able to add 3 more with 2 outs in the top half of this inning.
2 outs, nobody on for Messina. Now the 0-1 pitch from Cannon. Bounced up there. And away from LaRue, a ball and a strike.
Auburn plays the shift against Messina. Caden Green on the left side of the second base bag. McMurray the only infielder on the right side.
Messina batting .323. He has 14 homers, 53 runs batted in. Cannon winds in the 1-1. Missed inside. Off the glove of LaRue. You know, there was a point yesterday when LaRue changed gloves. And it was when I think Chase Isbell came in the game, or maybe Connor Copeland coming into the game. I don't know if it was a defective catcher's mitt or because of the new pitcher he went to a different glove. 2-1 pitch. Line drive into center field, a base hit for Messina. His 6th, make that 5th hit of the weekend.
Boy, his approach is just dynamic, whether he's behind in the count, ahead in the count, solid swing. They talk about Messina as the leader, too, off the field. So we have seen the full display of Cole Messina this weekend.
He's at first with 2 outs, and here's Gavin Casas, the first baseman. 1 for 8 on the weekend, batting .257 with 16 homers and 42 runs batted in. Good lead for Messina at first. Here's the pitch. Casas takes a strike. Fastball at 92 on the outer edge.
It's the 22nd pitch of the game for Cannon. Auburn got 30+ into Becker in the top of the first inning.
Will come set. And the pitch. Strike 2, same place. 92 fastball. 0-2.
Been majority fastball for Cannon here in the first.
Been majority fastball for both pitchers in the first. 0-2 to Casas. Here's the delivery. Fouled back.
Saying a lot of purple worms today.
Indeed.
Yeah. I love that illustration. For all the fancy stuff that's out there, the purple worm still catches fish today. If you got nothing else, locate a fastball.
No balls and 2 strikes to Casas. Messina, Auburn does not hold him on at first. The pitch popped up, foul, left side, out of play.
Shift is on against Casas as well. This time the right side of the diamond is full.
Foster on the first base side is second. Caden Green with a step on the outfield grass, and Bryson Ware typically where Cole Foster plays at shortstop. Cannon again comes set. Now the 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gavin Casas. Junior out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. Stretch and delivery, the runner goes. Fouled back to the screen. Auburn not holding Messina on. And Messina, who has 5 stolen bases, despite the fact that he is a catcher, now third baseman, was off with that pitch. And now Auburn will hold him on, try and keep him a little bit closer. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Stretch. Here's the pitch. Missed upstairs, 2-2. Auburn softball playing the rubber game of its series across town at the Auburn or the South Carolina Softball Stadium. Tigers on top 2-0. Top of the third. Keep you up to date on that one as the day progresses. Here it's 4-1 Auburn, 2 outs, a runner at first for Carolina, and we're in the first. 2-2 pitch to Casas. Miss low. Full count.
They are just not chasing here. They are forcing Will to hit the strike zone.
I think they're also forcing Will to throw fastballs.
Yeah.
And Auburn did a good job of that against Becker in the top of the first.
Good point.
Neither one has been able to land an off-speed pitch consistently in their first inning of work. 3-2 pitch. He missed high and outside. So Messina to second and Casas to first. And Darren Schoenrock is out of the Auburn dugout. 2 outs for Caleb Denny. Came in as a pinch hitter on Friday. Since coming in, he was 2 for 2 that night. He's 3 for 4 in the series.
30 pitches for Cannon. And just talking about the approach here against Caleb Denny. Runners at first and second, but 2 outs. You just got to get Denny, and you're out of the hot water.
Denny is batting .230 on the season. He has 4 homers and 32 runs batted in. Good runner as well with 8 stolen bases. But he was involved in 2 double plays yesterday. Thrown out at home on the first end of a 3-2-6-5 double play. And then Denny was picked off second on a line drive to Kason Howell later in the game. Messina at second and Casas at first. 2 outs, a run home for South Carolina. Tigers lead at 4-1. We're in the bottom of the first. As Cannon comes set, here comes the pitch. Missed outside. Second day of work for Cannon, who threw 29 pitches to close things out Friday night in that 8-3 Auburn win. 1-0. Denny into left center field. That's down, and a run will score. They throw in behind the runner at second. It's not in time. And the single to left center field by Denny makes it a 4-2 ball game.
Man, Caleb Denny has had himself a weekend. That's 4 hits now and a couple of RBIs for Denny.
A couple walks in the inning. They have both scored. I beg your pardon. Half of those have scored.
Yeah. Another one sitting in scoring position right now, but they pay off Messina finding a way to get on base with his 2-out hit.
Here's French, the catcher. It's a 4-2 Auburn lead. Cannon off the stretch in the pitch. Got the corner for strike 1. French is 1 for 5, came in to catch late on Friday and has been the starting catcher the last 2 days. Casas at second and Denny at first. Now the pitch. Up and out of play off the right side, 0-2. 4-2 Auburn. We may be here for a while today, friends.
Well, you hope so. You know, as good as Auburn has looked early in games, the fact they've been able to add runs late has been a big key this weekend.
0-2 to French. Stretched by Cannon. Here's the pitch. Miss low. Blocked by LaRue. It bounced up the third base line. The runners stayed put. Denny was heading to second, but Casas was not going to third, and Auburn's bullpen gets to work. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Jonathan French. Cannon trying to work out of more trouble here in this first inning. Here's the pitch. High and outside. 2-2. Will has not been sharp here in the first. Nor was Becker for South Carolina.
Parker Carlson throwing for the Tigers.
2-2 pitch. Got him swinging with a fastball up and in. Second strikeout. K Cannon presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. South Carolina with 2 runs on a couple hits. An Auburn error and 2 men left. We're through 1. Auburn 4, South Carolina 2. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
This broadcast of Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Don't wait. Vaccinate. Protect yourself and others from COVID and flu. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
8, 9, and 1 hitters for Auburn in the top of the second. Tigers lead by a score of 4-2. And the second inning is presented by Auburn Bank, champions of you. In between innings, home plate umpire Michael Banks and the third base umpire Jason Bradley talking with South Carolina head coach Mark Kingston. And I believe that Banks called him out, and I don't know if they were talking about the mound again for Becker, who paused a little bit before he started his warm-up pitches, but that conversation lasted a long time in between innings. Long enough for the third base umpire to come down the line. Here's Caden Green. First pitch, high, ball 1. Green 0 for 7. Among Auburn starters, he's the only one looking for his first hit of the weekend. Now the pitch. Miss low. 2 balls and no strikes. This is a small strike zone.
That could lead to big numbers on the scoreboard today.
2-0. Upstairs, ball 3 to Caden Green.
Whew.
An appeal to first, he did not go. Nate LaRue and Chris Stanfield to follow for Auburn in the second.
Get your Yellowwood scoreboard update after Caden's hit.
3 balls and no strikes to the Auburn second baseman. The pitch is there for a strike. And the mock cheer, more like a jeer from the South Carolina crowd.
They call that a Bronx cheer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
3-1 pitch. Green pops it up. Middle of the infield, the shortstop Braswell is there and makes the catch.
Yellowwood scoreboard. Florida completes the sweep of Missouri. 8-7 Gators win today. in Gainesville. Elsewhere, Kentucky leads Vanderbilt 1-0. They're in the top of the third in Nashville. It's Ole Miss 4, Georgia 1 in Oxford, bottom of the fourth there. Alabama and LSU just underway in Baton Rouge. No score.
Here's Nate LaRue. First pitch, drops low. Nate's had a good weekend. He's 2 for 7. He's scored twice and hit his second home run of the year here yesterday. 1-0 pitch. Off-speed pitch, off the outside corner. It's a strike. A ball and a strike to the Auburn catcher.
Back-to-back off-speed pitches to LaRue.
1-1 delivery. High. 2-1.
3 straight breaking balls.
2 balls and a strike to LaRue. Becker winds and fires. Nate takes ball 3 high. He's gone to a 3-1 count to the first 2 hitters of the inning. Green popped up on his 3-1 pitch to lead off the inning. What happens on this 3-1 to LaRue? The pitch. Strike call on the inside corner. Full count now to Nate. Folks still coming into Founders Park here today. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball into right center field. That is at the track, and that is gone into the bullpen in right field. Nate LaRue's second homer of the year. I think Petrie may have gotten a glove on that one. And the Tigers go up 5-2 on the third home run for Auburn in the first 2 innings.
That's 8 home runs in the series now for the Tigers. Second for LaRue, back-to-back days, his third of the year. Last 2 weekends have been awfully good at the plate for Nate LaRue.
Might have gotten benefit of some wind there.
Yeah, may have. I think there's no question.
And here is Stanfield. First pitch drops in for a strike.
All right, he landed his first off-speed pitch for a called strike as he starts the second time through the order.
Pitch on the way to Stanfield. Same pitch, same result. 0-2 now to Chris.
Looks like a straight curveball.
Stanfield walked, stole a base, and scored in the first. And he swings and misses. At a fastball.
Yeah, just a quick at bat there. 3 pitches. He landed the curve for called strikes and then went to the fastball for swinging strike 3.
2 outs, and here's Ike Irish.
Chris just shared some information about the curveball with Bobby Pierce in the on-deck circle.
Wind and delivery. Irish bunts it first base side. That's going to be a base hit for Nate. Nobody was able to cover the bag. He bunted it up the first base line, fielded by Casas, and he just beat everybody else to the first base bag.
The freshman Ike Irish handles the bat awfully well. Everybody was playing back, and it was perfectly placed. Too far for the pitcher to get it, far enough that Casas had to come off, way off from first, and nobody could cover, including the first baseman Casas, in time.
Becker about to throw his 50th pitch, and it will be to Bobby Pierce, a strikeout victim in the first. And he drops in a curveball that misses low. A ball and no strikes. Irish at first, 2 outs in the inning. Stretch and pitch. Pierce swings and misses that one. Just bottom fell out of that one. A ball and a strike to Bobby. 5-2, Auburn on top. 2 outs, a runner at first. In the second, the pitch. High with a fastball. 2-1 the count now to Pierce. Becker's not wasting any time out there, is he?
No, he's not. Might as well turn the pitch clock off, even with a runner on.
He comes set. 2-1 pitch. Pierce swings and misses at another curveball that was in the dirt. Count is even at 2-2 to Bobby.
Yeah, to Bobby, it's been the breaking balls that have elicited the swings.
Now does he get a high fastball here? Becker stretches. Here's the pitch. Nope. It's a little blooper into left. Long run for Denny, but he gets there. It hung up a bit, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. A run on 2 hits, no errors, a man left for Auburn. To the bottom of the second, Auburn 5, South Carolina 2. This is the Auburn Sports Network from Playfly.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Randy Campbell.
I remember being in the locker room, it's pretty famous. Coach Dye, it was, totally silent in there. And the first thing I can remember Coach Dye saying is, listen to our people. And somebody opened the door to the locker room to let the sound come in, and none of the Auburn fans had left the stadium. And in unison, they're chanting, "It's great to be an Auburn Tiger," here at Jordan-Hare. So there's, lots of them, 60,000 or whatever. You heard that, and it was so inspiring to hear that they cared that much, that they believed that we were going to accomplish some great things, and they were there to be a part of it and help it happen. But because of that, even though, we were an underdog going into the Alabama game, but we didn't feel like underdogs.
A new episode of the Talking Tigers podcast is released every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like and subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast, only from the Auburn Sports Network.
Welcome back to Columbia. Auburn on top 5-2 as the Gamecocks come to the plate in the bottom of the second. Auburn baseball brought to you in part by East Alabama Health. With their spacious cancer center, patients can make cancer a distant memory instead of a distant drive. That's why East Alabama Health is Auburn's home field advantage. 8, 9, and 1 hitters to face Will Cannon in the second. He threw 37 pitches in the first, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. He had 2 walks in the inning as well. Carson Horning, the DH, then Will Tippett, the second baseman, and back to the top of the order with the center fielder, Dylan Brewer. Cannon winds and fires. First pitch, it's low. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks in the first inning for Cannon, who gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. 5-2, Auburn leads it. Wind and delivery. High fly ball into left. Stanfield has this one measured. Looks up into the partly cloudy sky and makes the catch for the first out. It is flying out of here to right today. The wind is really, it's the most wind we've had, the strongest wind that we've had all weekend. The SEC flags at the top of the bleachers, the chairback bleachers out in left field, are blowing out to right. Here's Will Tippett. Pitch drops in for a strike. Maybe the first off-speed pitch that Cannon has landed.
We saw Becker go to the off-speed a little more in that second inning. Maybe Will doing the same.
Wind and pitch. Tippett swings at a miss at a fastball at 91.
I walked out and stood right beside the right field foul pole in pregame, and the wind was so stiff it was knocking me back a little bit.
All right, 0-2 pitch to Tippett. Fouled back. Reached out on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball and fouled it back. Tippett is 1 for 6. Matter of fact, had a base hit in his first at-bat on Friday. Here's the wind and delivery. Missed upstairs. A ball and 2 strikes to Tippett. Top of the order, and Dylan Brewer waits on deck. 5-2 Auburn leads. We're in the bottom of the second. Wind and delivery. Ooh, just missed upstairs. Off-speed pitch, 2-2. This game delayed 3 hours because of weather and TV.
It's factual.
2-2 pitch. Got him swinging with a fastball, probably outside the strike zone. Third strikeout for Cannon. K-counter presented by Kia of Auburn. Where? You're always number 1.
Second time through the order for Cannon. First time through, he walked a couple, gave up a couple of singles, and struck out 3, as Andy mentioned.
And one of the guys he walked is the man at the plate, Dylan Brewer. Walked, went to second on a throwing error by Cannon, and scored on a pass ball. He bats with 2 outs and nobody on. The pitch upstairs, ball 1. Brewer batting .265. He has 6 homers and 16 runs batted in. Wind in the 1-0. Took it for a strike. Again, off speed. That was the straight change. 1-1 the count.
Brewer, 3 walks this weekend. 3 of his 23 walks on the year have come this weekend. 1-1 to the left-handed hitting Brewer. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Cannon, to left-handed hitters, when he hits up and away, right there on the corner, that's been the best location for that fastball.
It's where he got Tippett for his third strikeout, one batter ago. And he's ahead of Brewer now, 1-2. Winding the pitch. Miss low. Took something off of that one. Just a little bit low. Had the plate. 2-2. 2 outs and nobody on for South Carolina in the bottom of the second. Auburn leads 5-2. The wind in the pitch. Fast swing and a foul tip on a fastball. Fourth strikeout for Cannon. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. 3 up, 3 down. Good inning for Will Cannon. We're through 2. Auburn 5, South Carolina 2. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
A swing so powerful it takes our breath away. A double play that has us high-fiving strangers, swaying together with every take me out to the ball game, and the rally that brings us to our feet as one. At Alabama Power, we believe that sharing 9 innings of baseball makes us a better community. It's a powerful spirit that energizes the communities we serve. It's power for a better Alabama. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
I'm Stuart Vance with the Vance Law Firm, and we're excited to be a proud partner of Auburn Athletics. This Auburn baseball season, the 3rd inning of every home game is sponsored by the Vance Law Firm. We are located right here in Central Alabama and ready to work for you. If you've been injured in a car wreck, let the Vance Law Firm get you the compensation you deserve. Call us today for a free consultation. It's as easy as dialing 3 for me. 333-3333.
This broadcast of Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app to earn and redeem points. Eat more chicken and War Eagle.
We sail into the 3rd. Auburn 5, South Carolina 2. Along with Brad Law, I'm Andy Burcham, Anthony Lowe in our Skyview Auburn studios in sunny and warm Phoenix.
Yeah, it's nearly 100 there, huh?
Yeah. That's what our buddy Anthony tells us here. 68 and windy and a beautiful day.
Not like he's in it, though. I mean, he's in an air-conditioned, well-regulated studio.
Have we confirmed that? I hope he is.
Anthony, are you in the studio?
Here's Cooper McMurray to lead off the Auburn 3rd. A strikeout victim in the first, and a fastball from Becker on the outside corner for a strike. And after the strike, again, we see Messina go into the full shift. We are confirmed that Anthony is in a well-regulated studio. The pitch, that missed outside to McMurray. We have not seen Auburn bunt out of the shift this weekend.
No.
It is a possibility, though.
They showed it a couple of times Friday.
1-1. Cooper takes a strike. 78 on the change. And McMurray behind the ball and 2 strikes. 4 for 8 with 2 home runs for Cooper. He's driven home 5 this weekend. Here's the pitch. Did he hold up? He did not. Tried to check his swing, and he went after the high off-speed delivery. And Cooper is down on strikes for the 2nd time. 5th strikeout for Becker. Don't think that Cooper thought that was a swing.
No.
But it was also not a pitch that was in the strike zone either.
Yeah, he went around, though. The bat crossed the front of the plate.
Here's Bryson Ware, the pitch to Bryson. Chopper to the pitcher on a hop. He runs to first and flips to the first baseman. 2 quick outs for Auburn in the inning. That's just what the doctor ordered for Becker, who is now at 58 pitches in the game.
In the same way that Cannon benefited from that quick bottom of the 2nd.
2 down for Cole Foster, who followed Bryson Ware's 2-run homer in the 2nd, or in the 1st, with a solo homer of his own, of his very own. Cole's 7th of the season. Winding the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike.
And Cole was looking for the breaking ball there on pitch number 1.
He is 4 for 9 this weekend with 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Swing on a line drive in the left field. That is down for a hit. Foster's 2 for 2 today. A 2-out single to left by Cole Foster.
Now 5 for 10 in the series.
Yeah, he's had a really good weekend at the plate, and maybe even better at shortstop for Auburn defensively this weekend. A couple of the plays that he has made have been eye-popping. All right, let's see if Auburn can do something with that with 2 down. Here's Kaysen Howell. Foster with the lead at first, the pitch. Kaysen takes a fastball upstairs. 89 on that fastball from Becker. And Eli Jones, a right-hander, starts to warm up in the pen for South Carolina. Becker's at 62 pitches. Stretch and pitch. Kaysen swings and hits it to left. Left fielder back right at the edge of the track and makes the catch. Kaysen golfed that one into left, but Denny was able to get back and get it. The inning is over. No runs on a hit, no errors, a man left. We go to the bottom of the third. Auburn 5, South Carolina 2. This is the Auburn Sports Network for Playfly.
AuburnTigers.com is the official website of Auburn Athletics. Read the latest feature stories on your favorite Tiger teams. Get critical game day info, search videos and audio. Find how to get connected through social and digital media or by joining Tigers Unlimited. Shop the AU Photo Store or just find the next event on the athletic calendar. Plus, all athletics broadcasts are streamed free at AuburnTigers.com/watch. AuburnTigers.com, the official online home of Auburn Athletics.
I'm Stuart Vance with the Vance Law Firm, and we're excited to be a proud partner of Auburn Athletics. This Auburn baseball season, the third inning of every home game is sponsored by the Vance Law Firm. We're located right here in Central Alabama and ready to work for you. If you've been injured in a car wreck, let the Vance Law Firm get you the compensation you deserve. Call us today for a free consultation. It's as easy as dialing 3 for me, 333-3333.
To the bottom of the third, Auburn on top is South Carolina 5-2. Third inning presented by the Vance Law Firm. At the Vance Law Firm, they say, dial 3 for me. 334-333-3333. After a 37-pitch first inning for Will Cannon, he needed 13 to set down South Carolina in order in the second. Now he gets the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Gamecocks in the third. Michael Braswell, Ethan Petrie, and Cole Messina.
I'm just looking back at the first 2 games. So far, 20 innings, and on only 2 innings has South Carolina put together 3 straight reaching base. Be a walk, hit, or some other means. So it happened in the first inning where 3 straight hitters reached, and that was just the second time this weekend that that's happened.
Will Cannon winds and fires to Michael Braswell, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Braswell tapped back to Cannon back in the first. He is 2 for 9 on the weekend. 0-1 pitch. Missed outside. The ball and a strike to Braswell. Braswell hitting .260 on the season, a homer, 13 runs batted in. Wind and delivery. Ground ball left side. Foster in the hole. Backhand stab. Throws to first. Got him. He made it look routine. It was anything but, Brad.
I was going to say the degree of difficulty there wasn't just average. That's not as eye-popping as some of the other plays he's made this weekend, but that's a difficult play. To his right, backhand stop, and then a long, accurate throw.
Now Ethan Petrie at the plate with nobody on. That's the only way you want to face this guy. Pitch to him. Swing and a miss at the off-speed delivery. 0-1. Petrie, a strikeout victim in the first. Cannon has struck out 4 through 2 1/3 innings. Will winds and fires. Little looper, shallow center field. On comes Howell, slides, made the catch. 2 outs. Kaysen Howell just got a fabulous jump and came in and slid for the catch for the second out of the inning.
See it coming right towards you as he made his way in from center field. We've seen him do it dozens and dozens of times, and you see a ball hit like that, and you see him pursue it, and immediately there's this sense of calm. Now Kaysen's got it.
Here's Cole Messina, who is 5 for 9 this weekend. Pitch to him, in there for a strike. Doesn't matter if he gets behind in the count.
No.
He is 5 for 9 with 5 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Miss low, blocked by LaRue. 1 ball and 1 strike to the third baseman, Cole Messina. Batting .327, 14 homers, 53 runs batted in. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. One to Messina, up and in, 2-1. Right-handed hitter. Slightly open stance. Awaits the 2-1 from Cannon. Line drive down the left field line. That is foul. Oh. Just foul. 2-2. When it left the bat, I thought for sure that's a double into the corner.
Absolutely.
But it had some curve to it.
Had a little hook, and there's not much foul room, as we've talked all weekend, to operate 3-4 feet. And it found some of that foul dirt. Or clay.
Crushed brick.
Yeah.
Will would like a new baseball. Michael Banks obliges. 2-2 to Messina. Now this is when he goes to work. 2 outs, nobody on for South Carolina in the third. Wind and delivery. Miss low. Full count. Gavin Casas waits on deck. 5-2, Auburn leads it.
6 in a row retired by Cannon.
3-2 pitch. Chopper foul to the end of the Auburn dugout. Count is full to Cole Messina. Out of Summerville, South Carolina. Wind in the pitch. Line drive, base hit to left. In between Ware and Foster.
And they were playing him to pull. There wasn't much room in between Cole and Bryson, but that's where Messina hit it, and it should surprise nobody that he did.
He is 6 for 10 this weekend.
Yeah, he just raking.
2 down, a runner at first. Here's Gavin Casas. Walked in the first.
They've scored, 11 runs in the series. He's driven in 5 of them, scored 2 of them.
Messina with the lead. The pitch to Casas. Lifts it up and out of play off the left side. Casas is 1 for 8. And now Auburn will go to the full shift as Ware moves to second. Caden Green into shallow right. And Foster the only one on the left side of the second base bag. 0-1 pitch. Ooh, just missed inside. Maybe a little bit up. A ball and a strike to Casas.
Wasn't it Casas that hit right into that shift yesterday? He bounced one to Green out in shallow right field.
Messina with his lead at first. 2 outs in the inning. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1.
65 pitches for Will Cannon.
Parker Carlson again warming up in the Auburn pen. A throw to first, and Messina is back. Two and 1 the count. Stretched pitch to Casas. Ball 3 high.
In his other 2 SEC starts, Cannon threw 77 pitches at Florida, 72 at Texas A&M. So he is coming up to the doorstep of that same number.
3 balls and a strike to a very dangerous left-hand hitter, Gavin Casas. Here's the pitch. He walked it. And this is what happened in the first.
Yep.
A single with 2 outs by Messina, a walk to Casas, and Denny drove home Messina with a single to left. Auburn leads 5-2, but Carolina has runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Yeah, the middle third of the order now has 3 hits and 2 walks, and they've yet to be retired. And here's Coach Rock out of the Auburn dugout.
67 pitches for Cannon. Rock looks to the Auburn dugout, and that will be all. for Cannon, upset that he didn't get through the third. First and second, 2 outs. Auburn makes a Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Y'all, Kayla just got the perfect summer job.
What will she be doing?
Using her aerospace engineering classes.
Well, John is getting to do science all summer.
Really?
You know, John's an education major and he'll get to work with children every day.
Ashley is really excited for her summer job, too. She's going to spend lots of time outdoors.
Where will they all be working?
Space Camp.
Find the ultimate summer job at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, home of Space Camp. Visit rocketcenter.com/careers for more information.
This broadcast of Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Don't wait. Vaccinate. Protect yourself and others from COVID and flu. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
A Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen for the Tigers. Parker Carlson, right-hander from Mobile, is on. 6'1", 184. The sophomore with a 1-1 record. He has a save in 14 appearances. The 14 relief outings, third most on the team. A 3.52 earned run average for Carlson. He's thrown 15 and a third innings this year. He's given up 15 hits, 6 earned runs. He has walked 14 and struck out 19. He has given up 1 double. That's the only extra base hit he's allowed. 1 wild pitch, and he's hit 2 batters, and opposition is hitting .250 against Parker Carlson. In his last 11 appearances, spanning 13 and a third, 1-1, and his earned run average is 2.70, and he has 14 strikeouts in the last 13 and a third innings pitched. Will Cannon, 2 2/3 for the Tigers, 3 hits, 3 walks allowed. To this point, he's surrendered 2 runs. He struck out 4. He threw 67 pitches, 35 of them for strikes. And the runners, Messina at second, Casas at first, are Cannon's responsibility. So it's Parker Carlson, who pitched against Troy on Tuesday night and pitched well. He gave up 2 runs on 1 hit and 3 walks in 3 1/3 innings. He struck out 3, and he threw a season-high 59 pitches against the Trojans Tuesday night back at Plainsman Park. And if he can give you anywhere close to 3 1/3, figure to be in good shape down the stretch.
Even before he throws his first competitive pitch of this appearance, Chase Alsop starts to warm up in the Auburn pen. Let's check out Auburn softball over at the Carolina Softball Stadium. Auburn 2, South Carolina nothing. Top of the 5th. Auburn has runners at first and second and nobody out. Auburn trying for the series win there and then getting ready to come home to host Mississippi State in the regular season finale. All right, Caleb Denny at the plate. An RBI single in the first. He is 4 for 5 this weekend with 2 runs batted in. Stretch in the pitch. Ground ball foul, and it hit him. 0-1 to Denny.
Denny did not start the game. He came in Friday after their starting left fielder didn't look very good in his first 2 at-bats, and he's come in and produced.
Messina at second and Casas at first. Stretch. Here's the pitch. Dropped it upstairs, left it upstairs, I should say. 1 ball and 1 strike to Denny. Sun shining here in Columbia as Carlson tries to get out of trouble here in the bottom of the 3rd. Stretch and delivery. Miss low. 2-1. Jonathan French, the catcher, waits on deck. Auburn 5, South Carolina 2. Parker Carlson in relief of Will Cannon. Comes set in the pitch. Popped him up. Now he'll get out of play back here. 2-2 to Carlson. Excuse me, 2-2 to Denny.
They don't have a hit on a 2-strike count yet in this game, for what that's worth.
Parker Carlson stretches. Here comes the pitch. Fouled back on a high fastball.
Yeah, Parker had the right idea. He had the right pitch. Elevated, 88 miles an hour. Denny was underneath it.
Two on, two out for Carolina. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Caleb Denny. Carlson checks the runner at second, comes set in the pitch. High fly ball into shallow left. Long run, Pierce near the line, slides and comes up empty. Into, oh boy, into the, or beyond the tarp. Bobby slow to get up. He will walk back to his position. He had a long way to go even to come close to get to that one. I'm not sure how close he came to the actual catch as he slid in that crushed brick just beyond the tarp.
Well, he went into preservation mode. I mean, that's a smart play, too. You could tell he knew exactly where the tarp was. So he slid into it, reached to try to make the catch, but couldn't do it.
Another 2-2 to Denny from Carlson. Miss low. Blocked by LaRue. 3-2. The runners will get an early start. All the pitchers having trouble landing their off-speed stuff today. Auburn 5, Carolina 2. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Bottom of the third. The 3-2 pitch to Denny is on the way. He went around and appealed to third. He went. Inning over. He tried to hold it up. Mark Kingston is out, and he's thrown out of the game. South Carolina head coach came out and is following the home plate umpire. And the first base umpire and the third base umpire come in, and Kingston has been tossed as Carlson strikes out Denny to get out of the third.
Tell you what, credit Michael Banks, the home plate umpire, for walking away and not further inciting the South Carolina head coach.
No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We're through 3. Auburn 5, South Carolina 2. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Keep counting at those stop signs, Alex. Full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney. Because you are a safe driver. And like most drivers who sign up for Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate for how and how much you drive, you could earn a discount for your good driving. So don't turn into an Alex rolling stop and goes whenever she wants, McSweeney. Because once an Alex full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney, always an Alex full stop. Well, you know the rest. Sign up for Snapshot today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
Parker Carlson got the strikeout to get out of the bottom half of the third. On a check swing by Denny. Auburn appealed to the third base umpire, and Jason Bradley called him out. As soon as that happened, head coach Mark Kingston came out of the dugout, and I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He came up, he challenged the home plate umpire, and then followed him, and at that point he had been tossed by Michael Banks. Now, that kind of woke up the crowd a little bit, didn't it?
Yep.
As Auburn comes to the plate in the top of the fourth, Tigers on top 5-2. And the middle 3 innings will be brought to you by Brad Law.
Thank you, Andy. The replay showed Denny very clearly did not stop his swing. It's an elementary call that was made on the third strike. It wasn't really close. And now waiting on TV, which will further delight this crowd. Caden Green popped up to short his first time. Green, LaRue, and Stanfield against Matthew Becker, who's trying to bounce back from a 4-run first inning. He is wildly high and outside on the first pitch of the fourth. Becker, the lefty, deals. And there's a line drive right field, right at the right fielder, Petrie. and a quick first out. Are you considering buying or selling property in Auburn, maybe a game day home or condo? Get in touch with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Auburn's #1 real estate company. Visit comehometoauburn.com to start your search. 65 pitches for Matthew Becker. The sophomore fires and misses high with an off-speed pitch to Nate LaRue. Steady diet of off-speed pitches first time for LaRue until he ran the count full. And then Nate got a fastball that he sent over the wall. Pitch. Misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Auburn. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Gamecocks. The pitch to LaRue. Fastball, that is on the inside corner at the knees, and it's 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, misses high. 3-1 the count. Hitters count here for Nate LaRue. We'll see if Becker, who just went to the rosin bag, throws him a fastball. From the left side of the rubber, Becker 6'3", 200 pounds. He kicks and fires, and there's a swing and a miss. He did throw him the fastball, and the count is full. Becker looks in, comes set, fires. Check swing, did he go? Oh, they'll say he went around, and I don't know about that. He does go around, according to first base umpire Jason Millsap. And that's the second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order we go, and Chris Stanfield.
All right, a little bit of clarification on why Kingston was arguing as vehemently as he was.
Stanfield bunts up the first base line. It rolls foul, 0-1.
Carolina was claiming that the pitch clock had expired before Carlson threw the pitch, which would have been ball 4.
Yeah.
That was his beef.
I wondered
play.
what his argument was with the home plate umpire.
Oh, now we know.
Now we know. Pitch to Stanfield. Missed inside. It's even at a ball and a strike. Stanfield walked, stole a base, scored in the first inning. He struck out in the second. Third look at Becker for the freshman from Tallahassee. He swings and pops it foul, back and out of play. It's 1-2.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with the way Becker has stayed in this ball game.
Yeah.
After giving up 4 in the first, I mean,
a run on 3 hits since then.
The fact that he's still around here in the fourth with 2 outs is impressive.
Pitch number 75 for the South Carolina starter. Gets a swing and a line drive to right. Petrie on the run. He will run it down. Moving to his right. Stanfield hit it well, but hit it close enough to Petrie that it was an easy play for the South Carolina right fielder, and that is a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the game, worked by Matthew Becker. And a solid response. Crowd was whipped into a frenzy, and their pitcher goes out, gets the Tigers in order. 5-2, Auburn leads as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. This is the Auburn Sports Network from Playfly.
Check out the Talking Tigers podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. The Talking Tigers podcast is a series of one-on-one interviews hosted by the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham. Each week, Andy is joined by a featured guest with Auburn ties from athletics, entertainment, and other walks of life. Past legends and present trailblazers, insightful and entertaining. It's the Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham. Like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts today.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility, but it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
To the bottom of the 4th we go. It's the bottom third of the order due up for South Carolina against Parker Carlson. Carlson came on through 8 pitches and struck out Caleb Denny on a 3-2 pitch to close the door on South Carolina in the 3rd. The Gamecocks have stranded 4 runners through the first 3 innings. Now the throw goes down to second. Michael Banks says, come on up, Jonathan French. French, Hornig, and Tippett. The first three due up. They were 0 for 3 against Cannon with a couple of strikeouts. French down on strikes swinging in the first inning.
Final line on to Cannon, 2 2/3 innings, 2 runs on 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Through 67 pitches, 35 for strikes.
Pretty gutty effort after pitching Friday night, throwing 29 pitches to close out that ball game. First pitch off speed, misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes to French.
Whew, look at the wind blowing out to right.
Just throttling those flags to the right of the batter's eye. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, pulled, foul on the ground. Left side, 1-1 the count.
This guy looks like a catcher, doesn't he?
Sure does.
He has that build.
Sturdily built.
5'11", 235.
1-1. Off speed in there for a strike. 1-2. Good pitch.
French, a transfer from Clemson.
Righty-righty matchup. Carlson plants and fires, and there's a high fly ball deep to left. Stanfield back to the warning track. He's got a beat on it, and he makes the catch on the track in left center field. 1 away.
On another day, that might be out of the ballpark. I think the wind that is blowing out to right might have knocked that one down just a tick.
That's a good call. No midweek game for the Tigers. They'll host #1 LSU this weekend at Plainsman Park. 1-1 pitch to Hornig, swing and a miss. Tardy on a fastball. 1-2 the count. LSU's trying to sweep Alabama in Baton Rouge and leading 9-8 in the bottom of the 6th. That looks like it's been a wild one. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, a little out. 2-2 the count. LSU will come to Auburn ranked #1 in the country, as they have been all year. Carlson's 2-2 to Hornig.
Ooh.
Dropped just a little low. I think it had the outside corner, but it missed downstairs, and now the count is full. Carlson ready quickly. Payoff pitch on the way. Missed high, lost him. 1 out walk to Hornig. And that is the 4th walk issued by Auburn pitching already in this game. 1 out in the 4th. #9 hitter Will Tippett to the plate. Tippett struck out swinging his first time. From the stretch, Carlson plants and deals. First pitch up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch clock is supposed to start when the pitcher's foot is on the rubber.
It has been wildly inconsistent all weekend.
All weekend. 1-0 pitch. Just a little up, little high, and now it's 2-0 to the #9 hitter. Top of the order waits on deck, and LaRue jogs out to talk to Parker.
There have been times, Brad, when the clock has started as soon as the Auburn pitcher receives the ball from the catcher.
Yep. Which is fine if he's on the rubber when that happens. But that is not the designated time to start the clock. Understandable the South Carolina fans and coaches alike would be frustrated with how this weekend has gone to this point. And they are worked into a lather here this afternoon. 2 balls, no strikes to Tippett. Hornig the runner at first. How about a ground ball? Here's the pitch. It's a little high, and it's 3-0. Michael Banks has not given the high strike today to either side. Walk here would have 2 on with the top of the order due up. The 3-0 pitch on the way. It is a strike, and it's 3-1. Tippett now hitting 132. And the 3-1 pitch. Missed high. He walked the #9 hitter. He's walked the 8 and 9 hitters back to back. And they're at first and second with 1 out. Tying run comes to the plate in Dylan Brewer. Brewer has walked and scored. He has struck out. Tigers lead 5-2. Carlson, the first reliever of the day for Auburn. And the first pitch to Brewer is fouled straight back. 0-1 to the Carolina center fielder.
Had a good cut at that fastball from Parker Carlson.
Brewer runs well, a tough guy to double up. Double plays have factored into each of the first 2 games of the series. Stretch in the pitch. Missed inside, 1-1. 25 pitches for Carlson. 2/3 of an inning of work so far. 1-1 to Brewer. Swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch. And now Carlson's ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Wind has shifted directions, blowing out to left now for the moment. And now back to right. It's swirling out there. Pitch. Just missed low. I think he had the outside corner.
It has been a small strike zone all day.
Yep.
For both squads.
Tigers lead 5-2. We are in the bottom of the 4th. Runners lead from first and second. Here's the pitch. It's way upstairs and the count's full. And Auburn is opening the door for the Gamecocks. Payoff pitch to Brewer. Here it is. He grounds it foul past the first base coach into the seats. We'll do it again. Neither Hornig nor Tippett are blazers. They don't have blazing speed on the base paths. 3-2 pitch to Brewer again, on the way. It's hit past a diving Cole Foster and into left field. Stanfield up with it in shallow left. Runners play station to station. It's a base hit for Brewer to left, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. I thought Foster had a chance, and he dove for it.
I think he did.
Yeah.
But thank goodness the pitcher, Carlson, was backing up the throw home. It was a throw way up the line by Stanfield. He missed the cutoff man. And if not for Carlson, a run scores on that play. It may delay the inevitable, but
yeah,
it kept it a 5-2 game.
Bases are loaded for Michael Braswell. Braswell has grounded out twice. First pitch. Drops in there for a strike, a breaking ball, 0-1. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-run lead for the moment for the Tigers. The pitch. That's over for a second strike. Same pitch, same result. Off-speed pitch for strike 1 and strike 2. Braswell has grounded into 2 double plays this season. From the stretch, Carlson delivers. And he misses low, 1-2 the count. He grounded back to the pitcher in the first, grounded out to short last inning. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Carlson's pitch. Downstairs, and it's 2-2. Ethan Petrie waits on deck.
Yikes. Alsop in the Auburn pen.
2
ready.
Walks.
Excuse me, ready if needed.
2 walks and a single have loaded the bases, 1 out. 2-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. Couple of runs are going to score. Howell is up with it. He'll hold the runners at first and second, but it's a 2-run single for Michael Braswell. South Carolina's as close as it's been at this stage in a game all weekend. It's now 5-4 Auburn.
The back-to-back walks at the bottom of the order come home to score. You cannot do that in the SEC.
Nope.
And that's likely to be all for Parker Carlson as Darren Schoenrock is out and Auburn makes a Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Conecuh sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh sausage is celebrating their 75th year of the Sessions family, making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen to Chase Alsop, sophomore right-hander, 6'1", 238, out of Dothan High School in Dothan, Alabama. Chase, no record, an ERA of 8.49, making his 15th appearance and his 12th in relief with 2 saves. 23 in the third innings, 23 runs, 22 earned on 36 hits, 28 strikeouts, 20 walks, 5 homers, and opponents hitting .353 against Chase Alsop. In SEC play, no record, an ERA of 9.53. This will be his 7th relief appearance. 5 2/3 innings, 7 runs, 6 earned on 10 hits. 8 strikeouts, 9 walks, a homer, .357 the average against Alsop. Just a tough day for Parker Carlson. He didn't throw enough strikes, 2/3 of an inning. He leaves giving up 2 runs on 2 hits. And the 2 walks that he granted both came home to score. And now he leaves with runners at first and second, and Cole Messina coming to the plate with 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Alsop threw in 1 game against South Carolina last year, got 2 outs on 5 pitches. Really effective. Last time out, Saturday game against Mississippi State, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks in 2 innings. He struck out 4 in that outing, and that was his most strikeouts in an outing since March 3rd against Lipscomb. So Chase Alsop is called on here to try and deal with Ethan Petrie with runners at first and second and only 1 out. Petrie against Cannon, struck out and flied out to center. He could tie the game with a base hit or give the Gamecocks the lead, their first of the series, with an extra base hit.
Auburn softball about to close it out across town. Tigers up 9-0 in the top of the 5th.
Good bounce back, nice answer.
Auburn could keep that 8-run lead in the bottom of the inning. That'll have taken the series. Maddie Penta has not given up a hit in her 4 innings of work today.
All right, here's Petrie. Power righty against power righty. The pitch. Strike at the knees. Blazing fastball at 97 miles an hour, 0-1.
On the SEC scoreboard, Georgia trailing at Ole Miss 5-2, top of the 7th at Oxford.
0-1 to Petrie. Another fastball, checked his swing. He went around, says Jason Millsap at first base. And it's 0-2.
Kentucky and Vanderbilt tied at 1, bottom of the 5th in Nashville. And Florida sweeps Missouri, winning today 8-7.
Brewer at second, Braswell at first. 0-2 the count to Petrie. Alsop deals. Pulled hard but foul off the facing of the visitors' dugout at third. Still 0-2.
98 from Chase. By the way,
Petrie was early.
Yeah, 1 more game in the SEC. Alabama 9, LSU 9, top of the 7th. The run for the Crimson Tide down in Baton Rouge.
Alsop tries to put away Petrie again. Another 0-2 pitch. Off speed, and it's taken for ball 1, high and in.
Just missed, in and up.
Runners get their leads. 5-4 Auburn, bottom of the 4th. Alsop checks second, comes home. Fastball swung and missed. He just overpowered him with the fastball.
Not only the fastball, but a fastball that was down in the strike zone.
Well placed. 2 outs. And Cole Messina who has been the bigger threat this weekend than Petrie. Two singles for Messina.
Has he ever?
A run scored for Messina. 2 for 2 on the day, 6 for 10 on the weekend. The pitch. Fastball, outside, ball 1. Messina, the 7th Gamecock to bat. 1 out walks to Hornig and Tippett, the 8 and 9 hitters. And they came around to score 2 batters later on Braswell's 2-run single. Chase Alsop, the 3rd pitcher of the day for Auburn. 1-0 to Messina. Misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. A base hit ties it. Hits are now even at 5 apiece. Sun shines brightly. The pitch is high for ball 3. Gavin Casas waits on deck. He hopes to bat with the bases loaded. Alsop's first appearance of the weekend. He comes set. His 3-0. That's on the outside edge for strike 1. Messina digs back in. Brewer leads from second. Braswell from first. 2 outs. And the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Threw him a breaking ball, and he had Messina reaching.
I think he had him reaching for ball 4, too.
Now the count's full. Could be a big pitch in the game. Wind screams toward right. Payoff pitch. Runners go. It's tapped left side to Ware. Backhand stab. Foul.
Yep.
Ball.
Just on the foul side of third base, and Ware was on the bag to get the force there.
And instead, we'll come back and do it again. Close play, but again, Jason Bradley, the third base umpire, was right there on top of it. So we'll do it again. Another 3-2 pitch to Messina. There go the runners. Pitch is popped up. Threw him a breaking ball. And Messina pulled up enough on the swing to foul it away. Quite the battle. These guys are built similarly.
Yes, they are.
Another payoff pitch on the way. Popped it up. Right side, foul ground. LaRue tosses the mask away, and he can't make the catch. It popped out of his mitt.
Casas
He's
was in the on-deck circle and didn't get out of the way.
And now Butch Thompson is going to come out and argue his case.
Casas did not move in the on-deck circle. And Nate LaRue had to go around him to try and make the catch.
Now the umpires are going to get together and talk about it. They're going to conference. Butch Thompson's asking Jason Bradley to go talk to him, and they will. The 4 of them will huddle up between the mound and the plate.
I'll be shocked if Auburn gets the call here, but that's what happened.
Yep.
I told you. I told you.
And now the Auburn head coach is going to say his piece about it.
You have got to get out of the way. Casas did not move. LaRue had to go around him to try to make that catch. And Butch Thompson's upset, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him a bit. I don't care what the Carolina fans are saying right now. Man, oh man.
All right, we'll have to do it again here. At the end of the day, you got to find one more pitch. We've seen LaRue make that play a dozen times. Here's another 3-2. Breaking ball popped up left side. Close to the line. Ware called off by Foster. Wind swirling. Cole stayed with it and made the catch. I'll tell you what, having to battle that wind, that's our defensive play of the game presented by Cook's Pest Control in the Centricon system. You don't have to live with termites. So Foster stays with it. That's tremendous mental focus for the Tigers. Alsop comes in, he strikes out Petrie, and he coaxes not one pop out, but 2 from Messina. The second one counted, And Auburn gets out of the inning without further damage. They get out of the inning with the lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, no errors, 2 left. South Carolina is stranded 6. We've played 4. It's 5-4 Auburn, and Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the ifs in sports. Regions helps you embrace the if in life.
Member FDIC.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power, proud to support the Auburn Tigers.
2, 3, and 4 hitters. Auburn's going to have to keep swinging the bats, regardless of everything else. Got to keep swinging to win this game and earn the sweep. Irish has been on twice, an RBI fielder's choice in the first, and a bunt single in the second, and he takes ball 1 inside here to start the 5th. The hero for South Carolina is the starter, Becker, who,
absolutely,
after giving up 4 runs in the first inning, has only given up 1 since. He misses low to Irish, 2-0 the count. 77 pitches for the sophomore left-hander. There's been activity in the bullpen since the second inning. Pitch. Swing and a sharp foul ball right side. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, not only has Becker stayed in the game, but he's been effective since giving up 4 runs in the first inning.
A run on 3 hits and 3 strikeouts in the last 3 innings. Becker off the left side of the rubber, plants and fires, and gets a called second strike to Irish. Off-speed pitch evens the count to the Auburn DH. Irish, Pierce, and McMurray. 2-2. Check swing. It was high. He went. And there's strike 3. So tough to lay off the high fastball. And Becker has used that to his advantage. Here's Bobby Pierce, who's 0 for 2. A strikeout and a fly out to left.
They go to the bottom of the 5th over at Auburn softball. Tigers up 10-0 on South Carolina. Carolina has to score 3 runs to keep the game alive.
Pierce takes ball 1 low.
To do that, they'll need to get their first hit of the day against Matty Penta.
Well, another series win sure sounds good for Mickey Dean and company. Breaking ball, that one's a strike. It's 1-1. Pierce has watched a couple of off-speed pitches here to start this sequence. Stretch pitch. He golfs one into center. Back goes Brewer, still on the run toward right center. He makes the catch and quickly tore down. And all of a sudden, Becker's retired 6 in a row.
Brewer's first step was in, but he has the speed and the ability, and he was able to get back in front of the warning track to make the catch.
He's gotten the better of Cooper McMurray twice today. A pair of strikeouts. South Carolina goes right into the shift against McMurray. Pitch. Floats high, ball 1. The 5th inning is presented by Southern Union. Move seamlessly to Auburn to complete a bachelor's degree in select programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently at Southern Union's tuition rates. 1-0 pitch to McMurray, bounced up there. 2 balls, no strikes. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the plains. 5-4, Auburn leads. We're in the top of the 5th. Hits are even at 5. Tigers have stranded 2. Gamecocks have left half a dozen. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big sweeping cut by McMurray. Bottom fell out of it, and it's 2-1 to Cooper. Bryson Ware would be next, but there are 2 outs in the 5th. Becker set down 6 in a row. 2-1, check swing. He went. It's 2-2. He's getting a lot of check swings. And Becker looking for back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. I don't think that's happened this weekend. Here's the pitch. Missed the outside corner with a fastball, and the count is full. Here come the fans. Becker delivers. Foul ball. Cooper just got a piece off the end of the bat. 89 pitches for Becker. His third straight start in SEC play. And now another 3-2 pitch to McMurray. Got him swinging and a high fastball. Tigers have not been able to lay off that enough since the first inning. And Auburn is retired in order in the fifth. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Becker in South Carolina. Halfway home as the Tigers play for the sweep. Auburn leads it 5-4. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Yellowwood knows that a five-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For five-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It'll be Casas, Denny, and French. 5, 6, and 7 hitters against Chase Alsop, the third pitcher of the day for the Tigers, and Auburn clinging to a 5-4 lead. Conecuh Sausage is proud to sponsor Auburn baseball. Conecuh Smoked Sausage is a fan favorite for tailgating, and this weekend against LSU, you can enjoy their grilled sausage dogs and premium hot dogs right there inside Plainsman Park. Conecuh, still family owned, made in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947. So make Conecuh Sausage part of your game day. Casas has walked twice. He has one hit on the weekend. He has scored a run. And Auburn goes into the shift right away against him. First pitch from Chase Alsop to Casas is downstairs for ball one. Three of South Carolina's 4 runs have been scored by batters who reached by walks. There's a big cut and a miss by Casas, 1-1 the count. Fastball consistently at 97 from Alsop. Right-hander working quickly, fires, and misses low, 2-1. Boy, the wind is almost bending the trees out beyond right center field. Pitch misses low and outside, and it's 3-1 to Casas. From the stretch, Alsop delivers. Missed inside of ball 4. Casas has walked in all 3 plate appearances today. And the tying run is on base for Carolina. That is the 6th walk issued by Auburn pitching today. 3 of the first 5 came home to score. Second time they've put the leadoff man on base. The other time was a walk in the first. He came around to score. Caleb Denny is 1 for 2, an RBI single and a strikeout. Denny swings to the first pitch, fouls it off to the left, 0-1. Denny's RBI single in the first inning. His strikeout in the third is what set off Mark Kingston and got him run from the game. The pitch misses high. He lays off. 1-1. Difference so far is when Auburn throws high fastballs, Carolina's able to lay off.
Sure have.
And Auburn has not been able to lay off. 1-1 pitch from Alsop. Denny swings and drives one into left center field. That's a base hit. On a hop, Stanfield cuts it off quickly to hold runners at first and second. First two hit batters in the inning have reached. Carolina's threatening. Nobody out. Jonathan French, the batter.
I wonder if they'll have him bunt. His team has 14 sacrifice bunts this season, and French has 1.
He's 0 for 2 today. He struck out, flied to left. It would make sense. Then you get the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position. French does not show bunt, instead takes ball 1 low and outside. Bottom of the 5th inning, 5-4 Auburn, 2 on, nobody out for Carolina. Alsop deals. Breaking ball gets away from the catcher, but not far enough. LaRue to his right quickly to get it, but 2-0 the count to French. Auburn scored 4 times in the first inning and 1 in the second. Carolina got 2 in the first and 2 in the fourth. Pitch. French takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. That's a big pitch.
Trevor Horn, Auburn right-hander in the Tiger pen, warming up.
3-0 is a lot different from 2-1. Alsop comes set. Runners get their leads from first and second. Pitch to French. Pop up on the infield. McMurray's got eyes on it in foul ground. Now back in fair territory just across the line, midway down the line. At first, McMurray puts it away and a pop-up for the first out.
Auburn softball wins its 3rd consecutive weekend series and its 2nd consecutive on the road. Tigers get a no-hitter from Matty Penta. Auburn wins it 10-0 in 5 innings today.
Another series win for the Tigers. Nice job. 1 regular season series left. Carson Hornig waves at the first pitch and misses. 0-1 the count. Hornig has walked and scored. He has also flied to left. Alsop with the wind blowing everybody's pants around. Throws the ball into center field. Alsop just lollipopped it into center field, and both runners move up 90 feet. Casas to third and Denny to second base. They weren't holding Casas on. He turned around and just lobbed it over Foster's head and into center.
And that's a clock thing.
Yeah.
You feel you've got to throw it, otherwise that 20-second clock still rolls. And Chase just, you said it, he just lollipopped it into center.
Now the Auburn infield will come in just a little bit at the corners. No balls and a strike to Hornig. A base hit scores 2. And the ball misses down and in. 1-1 the count to Hornig.
On the Yellowwood scoreboard, LSU back on top of Alabama, 10-9 in the bottom of the 7th. That's the rubber game of the series in Baton Rouge.
Double plays off the table now. 1-1 pitch to Hornig. Fouled off to the left, and Alsop's ahead, a ball and 2 strikes.
In Oxford, Ole Miss leads Georgia 5-2 in the top of the 8th. In Nashville, Kentucky 2, Vanderbilt 1, bottom half of the 6th.
Alsop's 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again. 98 on the radar gun for that fastball, but Hornig was able to stay alive.
And Florida swept Missouri this weekend, winning today 8-7 in Baton Rouge. Excuse me, that's in Gainesville.
Yeah. Another 1-2 to Hornig. Here it is. Line drive, right field. Pierce makes the catch. Runner tags from third. Here's the throw home. It is dropped by LaRue. It took a bounce. It would have been fielded about shoulder high by LaRue, and he couldn't get it in the mitt, and the game is tied. Casas comes home to score the tying run. It's a brand new ball game, 5-5 in the 5th.
I think Nate has him if he holds on to the ball.
I
agree. It was a great throw by Pierce. It was a little bit down the line or up the line. Nate had to make an adjustment, and he just didn't get the ball in his glove.
Yep. So 2 outs. Denny at second. That's the go-ahead run. And the number 9 hitter will tip it. That's another walk that comes home to score. Fastball popped up. Foul ground out of play.
And a throwing error by the pitcher.
Yep. 0-1 the count. Yeah, the walk and the error both come into play, and that's 2 runs that have scored in the game due to leadoff walks and errant throws by the Auburn pitcher at the time. And there's a line drive into center field. Howell comes on. He'll make the catch. Hit well, but off the end of the bat. And the inning is over. South Carolina ties it up. They get a run on 1 hit. 1 Auburn error, 1 walk, and 1 runner left in scoring position. It has become a 4-inning game here at Founders Park in Columbia. We go to the 6th inning. Auburn's got to find the bats again. We are tied at 5. And this is the Auburn Sports Network from Playfly.
Download the Auburn Game Day app. Find tickets, skip concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways. Shop the latest Auburn gear. Stay current with a comprehensive social media stream. Participate in game day light shows. Plus, listen to every Auburn Sports Network broadcast, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously. On the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics, the Auburn Game Day app. Get it today.
When you see the SEC student athlete, it's easy to picture the swing, the stance, the form, but look closer and you'll see the heart, the brain, the clutch lab partner, the avid two-stepper, the pride of a hometown, and a little brother's hero. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
As Auburn comes to the plate in the top of the 6th, South Carolina makes a Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen to right-hander number 36, Kate Austin, 6'3", 230, a sophomore from Chapin, South Carolina, and Chapin High School.
I think this is Eli.
It is Eli Jones. I apologize. Eli Jones, 6'1", 195, a sophomore from Peachtree City, Georgia, Stars Mill High School. Jones 4-2 on the year, a 2.91 earned run average, making his 15th appearance and his 12th in relief. 34 innings, 15 runs, 11 earned on 28 hits. Struck out 38, walked only 8. Has given up a homer, and opponents are hitting .217 against Eli Jones. On the SEC schedule, Jones 0-2. An ERA of 4.80. This will be his 9th appearance, his 8th in relief. 15 innings, 11 runs, 8 earned on 15 hits. 13 strikeouts, 6 of his 8 walks have come in the league. A homer and .259 the average against Eli Jones. Becker, 5 innings, 5 runs, 5 hits, a walk, 8 strikeouts.
Bryson Ware takes a strike on the outside corner to start the 6th inning, 0-1. Bryson, a 2-run homer in the 1st. He grounded back to the pitcher on a tapper in the 3rd. Bats here to lead off the 6th. And takes a ball outside, 1-1. Jones last worked 9 days ago, the opener of the Florida series. Really good. 3 shutout innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. There's a high fly ball to left off the bat of Bryson Ware. That is a laser beam into the Auburn dugout. Oh, Ware's hit his 2nd home run of the day. An absolute laser just over the top of the wall and into the dugout. And Auburn's back on top just like that. It's 6-5.
Huh.
What is that, 9 homers on the weekend now for the Tigers in this series? Cole Foster hit one of them in the 1st. He has homered and singled today. He'll hit from the left side for the first time this afternoon against the righty Jones. First pitch. Missed down and in. Ball 1. Foster 5 for 10 against the Gamecocks this weekend. Wind in the delivery. Down and in again. 2-0. Jones works off the right side of the rubber. Holds the glove up, goes into his wind. The pitch. Floats a strike on the outside edge. It's 2-1. Outfield is straight away. Auburn has gone back in front on Bryson Ware's second homer of the day. It's 6-5. 2-1 pitch to Foster. Pulled foul into the South Carolina dugout.
Scouting report on Jones. 4-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, change, and a curve. Fastball about mid-90.
Entire left side is open against Foster with 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch from Jones. Swing and a ground ball foul past Carl Nonamaker at first. So we'll do it again. Foster at the plate now. Howell on deck. 6 runs, 6 hits for Auburn, 2 errors. 5 runs, 6 hits for South Carolina. Jones ready, another 2-2 to Foster. And he missed inside. All 3 that have missed to Foster have missed down and in. And now the count is full. Cole has drawn 10 walks in SEC play, 23 on the season. The payoff pitch to the Auburn shortstop. Swing and a miss. 1 away. So Foster is retired for the first time this afternoon. And here's Kason Howell, who's looking for his first hit of the day.
That was his changeup at 85.
He threw it a couple of times in that at bat effectively. First pitch to Howell. Called strike at the knees, 0-1. I think that was the change as well. Bright, sunny day, windy day. Pitch to Howell. Fly ball to left. Back goes Denny to the track. He's got it measured. Wind might have pushed that one back a little bit. And Howell is retired for the second out here in the 6th.
That was the changeup again. And I think Casey was just in front of it a tick on the front foot.
Here's Caden Green. Jones rarely, well, no, that's Veach. Here's the pitch. Way outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Veach is their setup guy. He was down in the bullpen. He's not throwing right now. But he's a little bit of an oddity in that he rarely throws a fastball. 1-0 to Green is there for strike 1. 6-5 Tigers, top of the 6th inning. Wind in the pitch. Bounced up there, it's 2-1.
A lot of baseball to be played in this one.
There, you got that right. Jones off the rubber, now back on there. Pitch clock now starts. Here's the 2-1 to Green. Change up, off the hands, down the right field line, slicing, foul. I didn't slice as much as I thought it was going to, and it only dropped a couple of feet foul.
It was close.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Auburn second baseman, who's looking for his first hit on the weekend. Nate LaRue steps up to give him a little instruction. See if Caden chokes up a little bit here with 2 strikes. Maybe slightly. Jones 2-2. Way outside. And the count is full. LaRue would love a chance to hit next. There are 2 outs in the inning. A leadoff homer by Ware here in the 6th. And now the payoff pitch to Green. High fly ball deep to left. Denny chases that one to the warning track, and he makes the catch in the corner up against the wall. Boy, all 3 right-handed hitters for the Tigers gave it a ride in that 6th inning. Ware homered to lead off the inning, and that gives Auburn A 6-5 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Auburn baseball is brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Don't wait, vaccinate. Protect yourself and others. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. 6-5 Tigers. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Hello there, my name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon system. You don't have to live with termites.
6-5, Auburn on top. Top of the order due up for South Carolina before Brewer, Braswell, and Petrie bat here in the 6th. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Better late than never. With Andy Burcham, I'm Brad Law. Anthony Lowe is in our Skyview Auburn Sports Network studios. It has become a beautiful sunny day with blue skies and a few high white clouds. Rained overnight, rained a little while this afternoon before the ball game, but now it's quite pleasant. And Auburn leads 6-5 as the bottom of the 6th gets underway. Dylan Brewer has been on base a couple of times. He has singled, he has walked, he has struck out, he has scored a run, and he takes ball 1 low. Chase Alsop. An inning and 2/3 of relief for the Tigers. He's given up a run so far. Big cut by Brewer, and he came up empty. 1-1 the count.
Trevor Horn and Drew Nelson warming up in the Auburn pen.
Brewer, a left-handed hitter, the pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Slider diving down against him, and now it's 1-2.
Really good location.
As he try to go high with a fastball here. We'll see. Alsop comes set. Lifts, plants, fires. Missed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the South Carolina center fielder. Outfield straight away. Infield plays him to pull. It's not a shift. They just play him to pull. 2-2 pitch. LaRue sets up inside. This is a swing and a miss. Alsop with his second strikeout. First out in the 6th.
Well, just really good location in that at bat, Brad. He got strike 2 down and in, and then after he missed outside to even the count at 2-2, a fastball in on the hands to get the strikeout.
Locate a fastball, you can do a lot. It's been the message this weekend.
It's called a purple worm, Brad.
Yes, it is. Here's Michael Braswell, who has singled and grounded out a couple of times. First pitch to him, a little bit low, over the plate but low. 1 ball, no strikes. Alsop has fallen behind the first 2. He came back to get Brewer. Braswell single up the middle in the 4th, scored a couple. Bats here with nobody on and 1 out, and he takes a strike over the outside edge. 1-1. Howell a couple of steps toward right center against the right-handed hitter. And the 1-1 from Alsop on the way. Fastball, there's a strike, 1-2. Braswell flinched but didn't offer at it. It was a strike anyway. And Alsop ahead. Petrie in the on-deck circle for Carolina. 1-2 to Braswell. Lined foul right side up onto the berm.
Ooh, look out.
Sharply onto the berm. Still 1-2. Carolina's got as good of approach with 2 strikes as we've seen this year. They really battle with 2 strikes. Another 1-2 to Braswell. A little bit high. 2-2.
All right, does he have the touch, if needed, to come inside, challenging with the fastball?
He's not gone after the inside corner to righties as often. We'll see here off the left side of the rubber. Alsop deals. Missed outside, 3-2. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out.
I think Braswell's looking fastball right here.
I think you have to be. That's Alsop's bread and butter. Payoff pitch. Missed outside with a breaking ball. And it's a 1-out walk.
Got ahead of him 1-2 and lost him.
Yep. And now here's Petrie. He is 2 for 8 on the weekend. Petrie has struck out twice today, including against Alsop. This is his 2nd time to see Chase. Tying run at first.
Double play threat with 4.
First pitch is high, ball 1. Gonna have to bring it down.
Enormous hole on the right side of the infield right now.
1-0 to Petrie. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1. From the stretch, Alsop. Short lead at first for Braswell. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. He was way out in front. It's 1-2. One out, 1 on. 1-run lead for Auburn. Alsop ready again. 1-2 to Petrie. Fouled back on a check swing. Still 1-2. Matty Penda's no-hitter today against South Carolina. Auburn's first no-hitter in SEC play since 2006.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
They've had plenty in non-conference. First in league play since 06. Another 1-2 pitch to Petrie. Way upstairs, 2-2. LaRue leaped out of the crouch to get it. Alsop, when he has missed in this at bat, he's missed very high. And the 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. He blew the fastball by him at 97. 2 away. Petrie is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts today. But you're not out of the woods yet. You got Cole Messina, who popped up to short last time. And before that, he singled twice. He has scored 1 of the Gamecocks' 5 runs here today. Stocky right-handed hitter. First pitch. Missed upstairs, 1-0. Fans are griping about the pitch clock. They're not starting it at a consistent time.
It's already been started before, just as Alsop caught the ball.
It's already down to 8, but it shouldn't have started when it did. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Missed down and away. 2 balls, no strikes.
It started. He caught the ball on the grass in front of the mound, and it's already started.
As I understand it, it's supposed to start when the pitcher gets on the rubber. 2-0 to Messina. Way outside. He hadn't been close with either of these first 3 pitches to Messina. A walk would put the tying run at second base for Casas. Messina will have the green light. We'll see if he uses it. 3-0 pitch right down the middle. If he had it, he wouldn't. He did not use it. Count goes to 3-1. Braswell gets his lead from first. 3-1 to Messina. Missed low, ball 4. 2 walks in the inning. They're at first and second. He's alternated strikeouts and walks, has Chase Alsop. And here's Gavin Casas, who has walked all 3 times he's been at the plate. He came around to score a run last inning. Casas has 1 hit on the weekend. And here comes Darren Schoenrock out of the dugout for the Tigers. We'll see if he's got the hook with him or if they're talking.
He wanted to talk to Nate LaRue on the way out. He started walking with LaRue before Nate got to the mound. I don't know if they were talking pitch selection.
Home plate umpire Michael Banks going to go out. Try to wrap up the meeting. A strikeout to Brewer, a walk to Braswell, a strikeout to Petrie, a walk to Messina. Alsop is at 55 pitches. He's gone 2 1/3 thus far. He's given up just 1 hit and given up 1 unearned run. He has walked 3, and he threw a ball away into center field, which led to a run scoring a couple of batters later. Now the first pitch to Casas. Check swing, pitch down and in, ball 1. Casas hadn't had to do a whole lot today, but watch. Tying run at second, go ahead run at first. Casas swings and misses. 1-1 the count.
96 on the fastball from Chase Alsop.
Bottom of the 6th inning series finale. Auburn leads 6-5. The 1-1. Called pitch. Strike 2, off speed.
Good pitch.
Broke across the outside corner for strike 2. And some choices here for Alsop. The 1-2. High fly ball, deep to right field. Does it stay fair? No, it is a foul ball. Casas narrowly missed a 3-run home run. And South Carolina will ask for a review. We saw yesterday a home run down the left field line, ruled foul, and the call was upheld. That ball was crushed.
There, it looks like storage units across the street. It may have struck one of those buildings. That's how far it was.
Absolutely pummeled by Casas on a 1-2 pitch. He guessed fastball, and man, did he nail it. They will review it. South Carolina asks for the review. Question is going to be, is there an angle? And just like we talk in football about camera angles right along the goal line, there's not a camera angle from directly down the first or third base lines.
Right.
So everything is a matter of perspective and depth perception.
And it's a foul ball.
It was ruled foul,
I think. And now Monty Lee, who is the acting head coach for South Carolina, comes out. I thought they called it foul.
Yeah, and they may have. I didn't think you explained it to a coach after a call was made.
I didn't either.
So, count remains a ball and 2 strikes to Casas. And I'm not sure exactly now what we're...
Are they still waiting on the call?
They may be. They may be, Andy. That's the only thing that I can think here is happening. It was ruled a foul ball. Casas hit it 1.5 miles down the right field line. If they reverse the call, it'll be a 3-run homer and South Carolina will have the lead. In the meantime, Monty Lee is giving Casas some instructions.
Again, they do not communicate with us and the crowd here like they do at Auburn, where there's a verbal explanation.
All right, call is upheld. And now we'll do it again. The 1-2 pitch to Casas. Fouled back. Man, the emotional swings in this game. 6-5 Auburn. Bottom of the 6th. They're trying to urge on their guy, Casas. 2 on, 2 outs, a ball, 2 strikes. Popped up, back, that'll get out of play. And Casas is battling. 4 of his 16 home runs have come in SEC play. 9 of his 42 RBIs in league play. This guy can hit. He's behind a ball and 2 strikes. A defensive swing, the last 2. 1-2 pitch. Way outside and a good take by Casas. Also missed the outside corner with a fastball. Counts even at 2-2.
On the Yellowwood scoreboard, LSU scored twice in the bottom of the 7th. LSU on top of Alabama 11-9. Alabama bats top of the 8th in Baton Rouge.
Alsop's 2-2 on the way. Fouled back. Battle continues.
Ole Miss with 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Back on top of Georgia 7-5.
Oh.
In Oxford. 2-1 Kentucky leads at Vanderbilt. Top of the 8th in Nashville.
Close games on the Yellowwood scoreboard on an SEC Sunday.
One final today. Florida sweeps Missouri, winning today 8-7.
2-2 pitch to Casas. Fly ball left field, foul ground, long run. Ware is over. Wynn pushes it back. Bryson makes the catch in foul ground, and the inning is over. And South Carolina does not capitalize on a couple of Auburn walks in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. That's 9 now they've left on through the first 6 innings. Auburn takes a 1-run lead into the 7th. It's 6-5, and this is the Auburn Sports Network from Playfly.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn's associate head coach for equestrian, Jessica Braswell, joins us.
I came to school here, rode on the team, and then I stayed and was the first graduate assistant. I didn't get to coach, but I got to see the operations side and what it looks like on the other side from being a student athlete. Then I got my MBA while I was in graduate school. So my first job out of college, I got a job with Cigna Healthcare. So I moved myself up to West Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
So I did that for 4.5 months, and Coach Williams called me and offered me the coaching position, and I told him I would be here in 2 weeks. That was 12 seasons ago, and I'm still here. So I've been coaching. This is my 12th season. I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere, and it's definitely become home.
A new episode of the Talking Tigers podcast is released every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like and subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast, only from the Auburn Sports Network.
(6-5) Auburn through 6 innings. Sunday is a day of rest and apparently fingernail biting here at the ballpark. 6-5 Auburn. It'll be LaRue, Stanfield, and Irish against Eli Jones, the first reliever of the day for South Carolina. We hand it back off to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, to close it out.
All right, Brad, thank you. Nate LaRue will lead it off for Auburn. He's 1 for 2. A solo home run in the 2nd into right field. He struck out swinging in the 4th. This will be his first look at Eli Jones, who gave up a leadoff homer to Bryson Ware and then retired the next 3. Auburn on top. 6-5 in the 7th. Pitch to Nate. Outside, ball 1. Jones needed 18 pitches to get those 3 outs in the 6th. Line in the pitch to LaRue. Inside and low. 2 balls and no strikes to the Auburn catcher. 3 for 9 on the weekend with 2 home runs for Nathaniel. Now the 2-0 pitch. Took a strike on the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. All of a sudden, that outside corner off speed starting to get there. Auburn took advantage of it in the bottom of the 5th, or the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 to LaRue. Outside, ball 3. Top of the order, and Stanfield waits on deck. Auburn 6. South Carolina 5. Tigers won game 1 8-3. Won game 2 yesterday 9-5. 3-1 pitch to LaRue. fouled back, and he had a cut at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Full count now to Nate. Four more homers today for the Tigers. 2 by Bryson Ware. Now the 3-2 to LaRue. Reaches out and scoops it out of play off the right side. Full count to LaRue. Jones shakes off the sign. Now winds and fires. LaRue just got a piece of it, then that got the catcher. It bounced almost all the way to first base off of Jonathan French. And I don't know where it got French. I'm guessing down on the right leg. LaRue leading off the Auburn 7th. The Tigers lead 6-5. Both teams 6 hits apiece. Auburn's 2 errors, both by pitchers, have helped Carolina score 2 of its runs today.
Chris Veach is throwing for Carolina in their bullpen.
Again, Jones shakes off a sign. And the 3-2. LaRue fouled it back.
He waited on the changeup.
That may be, but that worst swings hit 2 home runs against your ball club this year, Slim. 3-2 pitch. Missed outside, and LaRue walks. Leadoff man is on.
Some very bright things said today, haven't there?
And here's Chris Stanfield. That's just the second walk surrendered by Carolina pitching today. And now Stanfield at the plate. And Auburn has some options here with Stanfield, and the fact that LaRue runs better than most catchers.
By the way, the other walk was to Stanfield to start the game, and he came around to score.
Nate with his lead, the pitch. Stanfield shows bunt, takes it outside. A ball and no strikes to Chris. He's 0 for 2 today. He is 3 for 11 on the weekend with 5 runs scored. He has done his job at the top of that Auburn order. Stretch again, he shows bunt. Takes it outside, 2-0.
Like that. Force Jones. Sometimes it's tougher when a guy is squaring to hit the strike zone, and Jones has missed outside both these. I'll tell you this, as much as he throws a changeup, if the batters can recognize that, especially from the right side, maybe a little square and then slash action, you could pull a changeup, and with the third baseman Messina coming in halfway on the grass, that could spell trouble.
Veach, who has 4 saves for Carolina, continues to warm up in the pen for the Gamecocks. Auburn leads 6-5. LaRue at first, a leadoff walk. 2-0 the count to Stanfield. Has shown bunt on the first 2 pitches. And he took ball 3 high, did not show bunt there. 3-0 to Stanfield.
And square here just to make Jones hit a target.
Jones comes set in the pitch. Strike call. 3-1 now to Chris Stanfield. 2 homers, 16 runs batted in for the Auburn freshman left fielder from Tallahassee, Florida. Here is the 3-1. Stanfield chops it over the third baseman's head into left field. LaRue will hold up at second base. Left fielder Messina was playing up. A chopper over his head. First and second, nobody out for Auburn.
I don't know if he was trying to do that per se, but it did work to his favor that Messina was playing up at third. Not a slash, but just a hard ground ball driven into the dirt in front of the plate and then over Messina at third base. Nothing he could do.
Here's Ike Irish. An infield single, a bunt single in the second. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Pitch on the way to Ike. Line drive down the first baseline, but well foul. Carl Nunemaker had to move out of the way of that line drive by the freshman DH. He raced on a fielder's choice. He scored in the first, singled, a bunt single in the second, struck out swinging in the 5th. First and second, nobody out for Auburn. We're in the 7th. Pitch on the way. Inside. A ball and a strike now to Ike. Auburn trying to add to a 6-5 lead in the top of the 7th in Columbia. LaRue at second and Stanfield at first. Stretched by Jones in the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. Nice location from Jones. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the changeup. Ooh, how about a gapper somewhere or into the corner? Third baseman Messina well off the line now. Stretch, 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Fastball at 91. That's a big strikeout for Jones. And here's Bobby Pierce. 0-for-3. He struck out in the first. He's flied to deep left. He's flied into left center. And he will not get a chance to bat before a trip to the mound. Veach in the bullpen for South Carolina. Auburn has runners at first and second with 1 out here in the 7th. Tigers up 6-5. And South Carolina makes the Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Conecuh sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh sausage is celebrating their 75th year. The Sessions family making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
Chris Veach, the closer for South Carolina, 14 appearances, 4 saves, and a 1-0 record, and an earned run average of 1.53. Veach, a right-hander, 6 feet, 200 pounds, a junior from Chapin, South Carolina, and a transfer from Presbyterian. 17 2/3 innings in 14 outings. He's given up 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He has walked 8, and he has struck out 25. He's given up 2 doubles, 1 home run, 1 wild pitch. He's hit 1 batter, and teams are hitting just 136 against Chris Veach. In SEC play, 1-0 with 2 of his 4 saves. 9 outings, a .73 earned run average, 12 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 5 walks, and 18 strikeouts. So that 1.5 strikeouts per innings pitched is holding up in SEC play. Teams hitting just 146 against Veach in league play. Jones, an inning and a third, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 run to this point, 2 strikeouts. Eli Jones threw 36 pitches, 21 of them were strikes. Runners at first and second are his responsibility, and plainly put, Chris Veach is on to try to strike out Bobby Pierce and Cooper McMurray.
Veach is a guy that he's not all about the velocity.
No.
His changeup is lethal. The scout on him is when he gets behind, he throws the changeup, not the fastball.
His fastball is not his dominant pitch in any count.
I'm sorry. When he's ahead, he throws the changeup, not the fastball.
Yeah, he is going to be mostly off-speed stuff.
And here's Bobby Pierce. 4 for 13 on the weekend, hit a home run yesterday. He bats with runners at first and second and 1 out in the 7th. Veach comes set. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot into shallow center. Center fielder on. He's not going to get there. LaRue had to make sure the ball wasn't caught, and he gets to third. The bases are loaded on a single to center, perhaps a bloop single by Bobby Pierce.
First pitch, and he went up there not looking for the fastball. He was looking for an off-speed pitch, and that's what he got. Good read on the scouting report there by Bobby Pierce.
Here is Cooper McMurray. 4 for 10 on the weekend, but he has struck out all 3 times today. He bats with the bases loaded here in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Drops in, strike 1.
He's happy to not see Becker in there anymore.
Cooper hit 2 home runs here yesterday. He bats with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Outside. A ball and a strike to the Auburn first baseman.
Cooper's recognition of the strike zone plays into his favor here. I know Veach doesn't walk a lot of guys, but Cooper draws more walks than any other player on the lineup for Auburn.
1-1 pitch to Cooper. Here it is. Swing and a miss out in front. 1-2 to McMurray. Ware on deck for the Tigers. Bases loaded. 1 out in the 7th. 6-5 Tigers lead. We're in the top of the 7th inning as Veach comes set. Pitch on the way. Got him swinging.
Change up.
That's a big strikeout for Veach. And here is Bryson Ware with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Tough day for Cooper. He's 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Off the stretch, Veach, and the pitch. Chopper over the pitcher's head to the second baseman, charges and throws and gets him at first, and Veach did his job. Auburn had the bases loaded with 1 out, but Veach got a strikeout and a ground out, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 men left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Auburn 6, South Carolina 5, 7th inning stretch presented by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A app is here to help you savor every second of the game. Just order ahead, score before the game even starts. Eat more chicken and War Eagle. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. That's why we make trucks like Ford F-Series. America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight and counting. Made for performance and capability. Made to play hard and work smart, on and off-road. That's because they're built Ford tough. So be future ready with Ford F-Series, based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
We've all fallen into boring routines. We just keep doing what has to get done. Isn't it time to escape the old routine and make time for yourself? Make time to go out with old friends. Make time to add excitement back into your life. Make time to feel like a winner again. Life is more fun when you live it. So what are you waiting for? Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
So we go to the bottom of the 7th. A Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen for the Tigers. Game recap for a 3rd straight game. Auburn scored first, 4 more runs in the 1st inning, another in the 2nd. Auburn has hit 3 more home runs in this game. South Carolina punched back with 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Bryson Ware's go-ahead home run in the 6th. The difference in the game right now, it's 6-5. And Auburn turns to its 4th pitcher of the ball game as we go to the 7th. Drew Nelson, the freshman from Troy, 5'11", 198 for the left-hander. He is 2-3 this year in 13 appearances, 9 in relief. A 6.58 earned run average, 26 innings, 19 hits, 19 earned runs, 19 walks, 25 strikeouts. Team's hitting .207 against Drew Nelson. Chase Alsop, 2 2/3 innings for the Tigers, 1 unearned run on 1 hit and 3 walks. He struck out 3, including getting Ethan Petrie on strikes twice. Chase threw 64 pitches, 38 in the strike zone, and now he gives way to Drew Nelson, the 4th pitcher of the game for the Tigers.
Nelson will get Denny, French, and Horning, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Auburn leads 6-5. As Drew Nelson goes to work on Caleb Denny, who is 2 for 3 today, and 5 for 7 on the weekend. The pitch is upstairs, ball 1.
Nelson pitched against Troy Tuesday, 2/3 of an inning, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 walk.
1-0 delivery. Strike on the outside corner, ball and a strike to Denny. Singled home a run in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, and a singled in the 5th. Wind in the pitch from Nelson. Line drive, base hit to right. Denny's third hit of the day.
Third time leadoff batter has reached. The other 2 times that guy came around to score. On a day where Carolina's had a lot of chances, they've stranded 9 runners so far.
And that may be all for Nelson.
Yep.
I think they had him to go against the lefty, Denny, who singled, and that's it for Drew. Auburn makes a Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Conecuh sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh sausage is celebrating their 75th year of the Sessions family, making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
The new pitcher for the Tigers is Trevor Horn. Horn is from Phoenix City, a redshirt freshman right-hander, 6'3", 203. No record, 8 appearances this year. An earned run average of 8.68. He's given up 10 hits and 9 runs in 9 1/3 innings pitched. He's walked 6 and he struck out 9, and teams are hitting .263 this year against Trevor Horn. Horn has not pitched in over 3 weeks. His last outing came against Texas A&M. He gave up 4 runs on 3 hits and 3 walks in an inning of work against the Aggies. His best outing of the year came right before that against UAB at the game in Birmingham, where he gave up a hit and nothing else in an inning and 2/3. Pretty big spot here for Trevor Horn. Tying run is at first base. Bottom of the 7th, nobody out, and Jonathan French, the catcher, coming to the plate.
Drew Nelson faced 1 batter. He gave up the single to Denny, who instead of looking like a guy batting .230, looks like a guy batting .530 this weekend. He's 3 for 4 today and 6 for 8 in the series, and didn't even start in the first game on Friday. And he's at first as Horn comes on to face Jonathan French, the catcher.
Oh, for a ground ball. You got to throw strikes. And if you could get this guy to put it on the ground, he is a double play candidate.
Auburn had the bases loaded with 1 out and the guys up that you wanted.
Yep.
In the top of this inning, but
they brought in their closer, and he did his job.
Yeah, McMurray struck out and Ware grounded out.
Yep. Tip of the cap to their closer, Veach.
All right, here we go. French is 0 for 3. Struck out in the first. He flied to left in the 4th and popped up to Cooper McMurray at first in the 5th.
Cameron Keyshock, Tanner Bauman are in the bullpen right now. Tigers will use every arm they have on this trip if they need to.
6-5 Auburn. The Carolina threatens with nobody out, a runner at first in the bottom of the 7th, the throw over. And the runner is back. As we get deeper into this ball game, the left side of the infield and an outfield become a bit of a sun field here. Stretch. And the pitch by Horn. Missed the outside corner, 1-0. Denny at first, a threat to run. He has 8 stolen bases this year in 9 attempts as Horn comes set. Here comes the pitch. French fouls it up and out of play off the right side. A ball and a strike to the South Carolina catcher. Trevor Horn off the stretch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ooh. 75.
Is that a straight curve?
It's a strike.
Yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes to French. Horn off the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Line drive into left field, and it's down for a hit. First and second, nobody out for South Carolina on a 1-2 pitch. And now Carson Horning to the plate. And Darren Schoenrock out of the Auburn dugout. And Auburn again for the third straight batter makes the Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Conecuh sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh sausage is celebrating their 75th year in the Sessions family, making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
It is Tanner Bauman for the second time this weekend. The big 6'4", 208-pound junior lefty from Jacksonville, Florida, becomes the sixth pitcher of the day and the third of the inning for the Tigers. Bauman pitched here Friday in the series opening win. 3 innings, a run on 4 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. For the season, Tanner is 3-1 with a 6.08 earned run average. 37 innings, 37 hits, 26 runs, 25 of those earned. He has walked 24 and he has struck out 33. He's given up 7 doubles, 4 home runs. He's hit 8 batters and thrown 4 wild pitches, and teams are hitting .261 this year against Tanner Bauman.
Right-handers Cameron Keyshock and Ryan Olson, both warming up in the Auburn pen.
Auburn brought 12 position players and 13 pitchers.
John Armstrong, by the way, is not available.
Right.
To Auburn. He is not active. He is here, but he is not on the active roster.
So we've known this team has been without Joseph Gonzalez since opening weekend. This weekend, without John Armstrong, without Zach Crotchfeld. And still the Tigers, however perilous the lead may be, they've got the lead in the 7th inning, having already won the first 2 games of the series. And now we'll see if Bauman can come back on a day's rest and find some magic here against the number 8 hitter Hornig, with the runners at first and second and nobody out.
Through 49 pitches on Friday, went 3 innings, gave up a run on 4 hits. Struck out 2, walked 1. He bridged the gap in between Tommy Vale and Will Cannon on Friday. First and second, nobody out for South Carolina here in the 7th. Auburn with a 6-5 lead.
South Carolina has had at least 2 base runners in 6 of the 7 innings so far this game.
Bauman comes set. Here's the pitch to Hornig. Ground ball right side. It is foul by about 1.5 feet. Bounced it over McMurray's head. He had no shot at it other than to turn and pray that it stayed foul, and it did. By the way, if you're wondering, Horning has not hit into a double play this season. First and second, nobody out for South Carolina. Auburn 6, South Carolina 5. Bottom of the 7th.
Sorry, he tied the game in the 5th with a sacrifice fly.
Pitch missed outside, swept away, a ball and a strike. Denny at second and French at first. Denny's a good runner. Outfield play straight away with Hornig at the plate. Now the 1-1. Missed outside, 2-1. 8 hits apiece for these 2 squads. Auburn has committed 2 errors today that led to runs, both by pitchers. But the Tigers lead 6-5. Pitch. Strike. 2-2.
And only one of their 5 runners that have scored reached on a hit.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Jammed him, and he fouled it up and over the top of the Auburn dugout and off the screen. Bauman, big left-hand hitter. Excuse me. Hornig, a big left-hand hitter. Bauman, big left-hand pitcher for Auburn. He comes set. Here's the 2-2. Line drive into left, but there is Stanfield. He has to make a last-second adjustment coming in. Caught it about knee level. Runners stay at first and second, 1 out.
Good pitch. Outer half. Hornig, a defensive swing with 2 strikes, went the other way with it, and it was tailing away from Stanfield, but Chris stayed with it, watched it all the way into the glove for a big first out.
And here's Will Tippett, the number 9 hitter. Tippett is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a lineout. He walked and scored in the 4th. Stretched by Bauman. Here's the pitch. Tippett fouls it past third. Sun shining here in Columbia after a night and a morning of rain. Wind continues to blow out to right. As Bauman comes set in the 0-1. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of the change. 0-2.
Tippett reached twice against Bauman. Reached on a fielder's choice and on a walk.
Bauman ahead of him here, 0-2. Stretching the pitch. Missed outside. Went away from the right-hand hitter. 1-2 the count. Stretch. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball into deep left field by Tippett. He just hit his first home run. And South Carolina, for the first time this weekend, has the lead. A no-doubter to left by Tippett on a 1-2 pitch from Bauman.
Just the second home run they have hit this weekend. It was over the outer half of the plate. Tippett, it was up, didn't get it far enough out. Bauman knew it too as soon as Tippett hit it.
Three runs home, Carolina on top 8-6, and here is Brewer, the pitch, strike. Well, he just had a feeling when Auburn had runners that had the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the inning and didn't do anything with it, that the momentum had changed. 0-1 to Brewer is high. 8-6 South Carolina leads. We're in the bottom of the 7th on the first home run for Will Tippett. Batting 135, the pitch. Outside.
Well, you knew 6 runs wasn't going to be enough to win the game. You're going to have to keep swinging the bat, and that's the case. Throughout this game, the bats could not get quiet.
2-1 to Brewer. Hitting. Came up and in. I think that got him on the right arm, I think. Maybe the shoulder, maybe the elbow. Brewer gets some help from the athletic trainer Corey Barton. Monty Lee comes out to check on Brewer. That may have gotten him down on the hand.
Yep, I think you're right. Back of the hand, he was shaking that right hand out immediately.
Tanner Bauman got ahead of Will Tippett 1-2 and then left one over the plate. And Carolina has gone on top 8-6, and then he hits the next batter. Boy, how things can change in a hurry. In and at bat in a ball game. And now here's Michael Braswell. Brewer will stay in the ball game. Hopefully he's okay. A 3-run homer from Will Tippett, the number 9 hitter, has given Carolina an 8-6 lead. Braswell is 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. He drove home 2 runs in the 4th. Stretched by Baumann, the pitch. It misses low. Brewer gets his lead at first. The stretch by Baumann. Here's the pitch. Missed the inside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. (8-6) South Carolina on top. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Stretch by Baumann, the pitch. All 3 outside. They called that a strike? Excuse me. A late call by the home plate umpire, Michael Banks. 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Braswell. Not made. Throw to first. He threw it away. That's going to be the 3rd error by Auburn pitchers today.
Brewer's been the beneficiary twice.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification of the Auburn Sports Network. Darren Schoenrock is out of the Auburn dugout. He will go back to the bullpen on this Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Conecuh sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh sausage is celebrating their 75th year of the Sessions family, making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
The new pitcher for Auburn on this Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen is Cameron Keyshock. And Keyshock has appeared in 3 games for the Tigers this year. The right-hander has no record. He has given up 11 runs on 7 hits and 2 walks. In an inning of work, he has hit 3 batters, thrown 1 wild pitch, an earned run average of 99. And again, Keyshock making just his 4th appearance of the season. In SEC play, he appeared in the Georgia game. That's the only time he has played. Game 3 against Georgia. Gave up 7 runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 2 hit batters. Keyshock, a right-hander out of Spanish Fort, 6'6", 215. Tremendous build, strong right-handed pitcher. They love his upside. He has struggled to find it this year, and he is pressed into duty.
Ooh.
With the Tigers trailing by 2. First time this weekend they've trailed, with a runner at second base and a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Michael Braswell. He is the 4th pitcher of the inning for Auburn. He replaces Tanner Baumann, who faced 3 batters, got a fly out to left, gave up a 3-run homer, and then hit Dylan Brewer. So a 1/3 of an inning for Baumann. 1 of the runs charged to Nelson, 1 charged to Horn, and 1 charged to Baumann. Tough spot here for Cameron Keyshock.
Michael Braswell, 2 balls and a strike.
And Auburn's got to stay engaged all over the field. Yes, they've won the series, but the sweep is still there for them if you can limit the damage in this inning and get the bats going again.
2-1 pitch. Strike call on the outside corner, 94 on the fastball from Keyshock. Boy, quickly, Nate LaRue is out to talk with Keyshock. I'm wondering if Nate didn't expect the pitch and or location of where it was thrown. Yeah, Nate looked at the Auburn dugout kind of to say, I had no idea where that pitch was coming from. 2-2 to Braswell. Runner at second, one out, 3 runs home in the inning for South Carolina. The Gamecocks lead 8-6. The 6-6 Keyshock comes set, the pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Nicely done, Cameron, 2 outs. And here is Ethan Petrie. 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts for the freshman phenom. Average batting .414, 20 homers, 65 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch. Missed, and it's away from LaRue to the backstop. And Brewer goes to third on the wild pitch. Brewer was hit, went to second on a throwing error by the pitcher, and to third on a wild pitch. The ball and no strikes to Petrie. And you can't pitch around this guy because Messina's on deck. 1-0 pitch. Line drive into center, right at Case and Howell. Inning comes over to a close. It could have been worse for Auburn. Still, 3 runs home on 3 base hits, an error, and a man left. To the 8th we go. For the first time this weekend, Auburn goes to an inning trailing. South Carolina 8, Auburn 6. This is the Auburn Sports Network from Playfly.
Auburn baseball returns to Plainsman Park on May 5th, 6th, and 7th to host #1 LSU.
Slider, driven, left center field, well hit, long run, it's gone!
First pitches are set for 6, 8, and 1 Central, games 1 through 3.
Foster to right center field, that's gonna get down, that's gonna win the ball game. Auburn wins!
Coverage on the Auburn Sports Network begins 15 minutes before first pitch of every game with the Line X Leadoff Show.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
(8-6) South Carolina. Auburn comes to the plate in the 8th. It will be Foster, Howell, and Green against Chris Beach. Beach came on in the 7th, gave up a bloop single to center by Bobby Pierce that loaded the bases with 1 out. But Beach struck out McMurray and then coaxed a ground out from Bryson Ware. Auburn did not score in the inning, and boy, Carolina carried that momentum into its dugout and scored 3 times in the bottom of the 8th against 4 different Auburn pitchers. And now leads 8-6 with Cole Foster coming to the plate in the 8th. Batting left-handed against the right-hander Beach, who pitches and gets a strike call at the knees. 0-1.
Beach has 1 outing this year of greater than 2 innings. He worked 3 hitless frames against LSU.
0-1. Foster called for a strike by the home plate umpire. Didn't even wait for the appeal. 0-2.
He walked 3, struck out 5 in that outing against LSU.
Beach the wind in the 0-2. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
He pitched twice against Florida last weekend, back-to-back days, 2 total innings, 1 run, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and no walks.
1-2 pitch. Foster ground ball to the first baseman under his glove and into right field. When he deflected that ball, it deflected past Tippett into right. That'd be interesting to see how they score that one. In any case, Foster's aboard to lead off the inning. It is a fielding error by the first baseman, Casas. First error of the day for Carolina, and here's Case and Howell. Tigers down 8-6. Stretch by Veach. And the pitch. Upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes.
Might you try to send Foster here? I know down 2, but he doesn't throw a lot of fastballs.
I might in a hit and run. I don't know if it's a straight steal. 1-0. Line drive into left by Howell. That's down for a base hit. Denny looked like he was thinking about going after the line drive, but it fell in front of him. And Auburn has runners at first and second and nobody out. And here is Caden Green.
You might consider bunting him here.
Green is 0 for 3 today. He is 0 for 10 in the series. He has flied out to short and to left twice. And that will bring the pitching coach for South Carolina out of the dugout. Nobody throwing yet in the Carolina bullpen.
I think Auburn's going to send a pinch hitter here for Green. It's going to be Justin Kirby. Kirby has not had an at-bat this weekend.
Entire infield on the mound, along with the pitching coach for South Carolina. Home plate umpire out to break it up. Green was 0 for 10 this weekend. And now Justin Kirby will get a chance to bat against Chris Veach. Kirby batting .254 with 8 homers and 29 runs batted in. He has 9 doubles for Auburn. The Tigers trail 8-6 after Foster reached on a fielding error by Casas and then a single to left by Howell.
Now Messina plays up to guard against a bunt. I don't know if you bring Kirby in to ask him to bunt in this situation, though.
By the way, that error by Casas, his first of the season at first base. I'd be shocked if Auburn sends Kirby up there to bunt. I mean, if you're going to bunt, you might as well have Green bunt.
Still, the corner infielders will play up to guard against it for Carolina. Chop one right over somebody's head. Or just line it to the corner and let's get a tie game. That'll work too.
First and second, nobody out for Auburn in the top of the 8th. Auburn down 8-6. Veach stretches and pitches. In there for a strike to Kirby. Justin batting .233 in the league. He has a homer and 5 runs batted in. Foster at second and Howell at first. Corners, cheat in the pitch. Outside, a ball and a strike to the Auburn transfer from Kent State. And the home plate umpire, I think, is going to ask for something to help clean out maybe a speck in his eye.
And the compassionate Carolina fans are very patient with the process.
After the game, keep it here for the Regions Bank postgame show. Get the Auburn University Visa check card from Regions. Visit Regions.com/Go Tigers to order yours today. 1 ball and 1 strike to Justin Kirby. Foster gets his lead at second. Howell from first. Auburn down 8-6. We're in the 8th. Stretch in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Came up and in with a changeup at 82.
It's one thing to recognize and wait on the change. You still got to be able to connect with it.
The ball and 2 strikes to Kirby. Veach off the stretch. Here comes the pitch. High with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Justin Kirby. Pinch hitter for Caden Green. In the top of the 8th. Veach comes set. And the pitch. Miss low and away. Good take by Kirby. Count is full. Don't you look change up here?
You have to. Yeah, that's his go-to. You got to make him locate it. Kirby has drawn 27 walks.
Stretch in the pitch. Fouled back by Kirby. Fastball at 90.
Didn't go with a changeup,
No, he
did
didn't.
he? Good recognition by Kirby. Bat speed, fouled it off.
Why didn't the 20-second clock start when he caught the ball back from the catcher there? It
Still hasn't
hasn't started. Still hasn't started. Now does. 3-2 coming up to Kirby. Here it is. Fouled it off, just got a piece of it. Good job by Justin Kirby.
That was the changeup, and it might have been ball 4, but it was too close there on the inside half of the plate. Why even have the pitch clock?
I agree. 3-2 again to Kirby. Here's the pitch. Chopper to the third baseman. He'll step on the bag there. He throws to first. Safe. Got the tag or got the force at third and Foster. Kirby beat out the throw to first base. First and second, now one out.
And South Carolina is going to ask for a review. They have nothing to lose here. It looked fairly clear that Justin beat it out. It's a close play, closer than it looked to the naked eye. Call on the field is that Kirby is safe at first on a fielder's choice.
They're talking with Birmingham right now.
Get another look.
It was a bang-bang play at first. Auburn got the call initially. Kirby was beating feet getting down to the line.
Tie goes to the runner, right? It is very, very close. Boy, I thought he beat it relatively easily for a bang-bang play to the naked eye, but looking back at the replay, there's reason to review it. It's a legitimate review. I don't know if there's enough.
And he is safe.
Yeah, not enough to overturn that.
So runners at first and second with one out, and here is Nate LaRue, who homered in the second, struck out in the fourth, and walked and was stranded at third in the seventh. Howell at second and Kirby at first as Veach comes set. And the pitch to Nate. Outside and high, ball one. Veach has given up one home run this season. It was an SEC play. Pitch on the way. Drop slow. 2 balls and no strikes to Nate.
Had to be the Mississippi State or Florida. Those are the only 2 teams to which he's given up runs in SEC play.
2 balls and no strikes to Nate LaRue. Runners at first and second, 1 out in the 8th. The pitch. Nate swings at the changeup. It comes up empty, 2-1. This may be as good a changeup as we've seen all season from an opposing pitcher.
I agree.
2-1 to LaRue. Veach checks the runner. Here's the pitch. High outside, ball 3.
It's not a guaranteed fastball count here.
Howell at second and Kirby at first as LaRue waits on a 3-1 from Veach. Here it is. He walked it, missed high with the fastball. And the bases are loaded with 1 out for the second straight inning for Auburn.
It's another good day for LaRue at the plate. A home run and a couple of walks for Nate. Good quality at bats. And that's what Butch Thompson and Gabe Gross talk about with these guys. Quality at bats. If you'll just talk about quality at bats, the hits will come, the runs will come. Talk about the process of having quality at bats.
Here is Chris Stanfield. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Stretch and the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. A base hit here might tie the game. Howell at third, Kirby at second, and LaRue at first. 0-1 to Chris Stanfield, the pitch. High, ball one, a ball and a strike. Veach comes set. Here is the 1-1 pitch to Stanfield. Swing and a miss. Pitch was going away from the Auburn freshman. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch. High and inside to Stanfield, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Stanfield. Bases loaded, 1 out for Auburn. We're in the 8th, the pitch. Popped him up. Into shallow center. Center fielder is on, it's Brewer. Runner at third tags. And he is held up. 2 outs. And it's up to Ike Irish with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Auburn has had the bases loaded with 1 out in the last 2 innings. Has yet to bring in the runner, or a runner. And now Ike Irish comes to the plate with 2 outs. He is hitting a robust .833 with the bases loaded this season. But he faces a very good pitcher in Chris Veach right here.
He's got a lot of room up the middle.
Stretch by Veach, the pitch. Inside corner, strike 1.
The second baseman Tippett is over in short right field, where he would be in a shift. Almost.
No balls and a strike now to Irish as Veach comes set, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The hitters, the umpire or the catcher are in the shadows.
Yeah.
Veach is pitching out of the sunshine. They come to their feet at Founders Park. 0-2 to Irish. The pitch. High, and he almost threw it over the head of the catcher. Good job by French to go up and get it.
Auburn has had some clutch 2-strike at-bats in this series. What a huge this would be if I could come up with one.
Stretch by Veach. 1-2 pitch. Foul back by Ike Irish. Irish is 1 for 4 on the afternoon. A bunt single back in the second. He bats with the bases loaded and 2 out in the 8th. The 1-2 pitch from Veach. Here it is. High fly ball, very shallow right side. Second baseman is under it. In foul ground, he makes the catch, and Veach works out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam. 2 straight innings for Auburn. They have the bases loaded with 1 out, and the Tigers do not score for the second straight inning. No runs on a hit, 1 error, and 3 men left. Auburn has stranded 6 in the last 2 innings alone. To the bottom of the 8th, South Carolina 8, Auburn 6. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Swing so powerful it takes our breath away. Whoa, what a grab! A double play that has us high-fiving strangers, swaying together with every take me out to the ball game, and the rally that brings us to our feet as one. At Alabama Power, we believe that sharing 9 innings of baseball makes us a better community. It's a powerful spirit that energizes the communities we serve. It's power for a better Alabama. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cooks today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cooks Pest Control.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
Oh, what might have been for Auburn the last 2 innings. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 7th. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 8th, and Auburn was unable to get a runner home. Tigers trailed 8-6 going into the bottom of the 8th. as Cameron Keyshock, who did nice work for Auburn, getting out of further damage in the 7th, will get Messina, Casas, and Denny trying to keep it a 2-run game and give Auburn a chance in the top of the 9th. Tigers won here 8-3 in Friday night's opener. Won the series yesterday 9-5. But South Carolina has come back today and has an 8-6 lead in the bottom of the 8th, and Cole Messina will lead it off for the Gamecocks. 2 for 3 today. 6 for 10 on the weekend. The 6'6" Keyshock working off the stretch in the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner at 93 for strike 1. Shift is on for Messina, the 0-1. Ground ball to the left side, 2 hops to Foster. Fields and throws and gets Messina by a step at first, 1 out. Next action for Auburn is Friday. Yep, Auburn does not play until Friday. No midweek game this week. The Tigers and LSU at 6. Saturday at 8 and Sunday at 1 on graduation weekend at Neville Arena. So be prepared for parking, especially Saturday for the 8 o'clock game. Here's Gavin Casas, the pitch. Ooh, just missed a little bit. Maybe in. A ball and no strikes to Casas. Fouled out in the 6th. Walked, reached or went to third on an error and scored in the 5th. Pitch to him. That misses low. He has walked 3 times today. 2 balls and no strikes to the South Carolina first baseman. Keyshock comes set. 2-0 pitch. Fly ball into left. Stanfield in after going back. Came back a step or 2. Made the catch. 2 outs. And Caleb Denny to the plate for South Carolina. Denny is 3 for 4 today. 6 for 8 on the weekend. Has raised his average to 246. Keyshock stretches and pitches. Denny pops it up left side. That'll get out of play.
Yeah, Denny and Messina are the guys for South Carolina who have been the most consistent. They've been the ones today that have done damage.
Tell you what, Bryson Ware got to the wall. That only landed about 2 rows deep. I don't know if the wind brought that one back a little bit, but Bryson would have been there.
Yeah.
Had it come back maybe 1 row more. 0-1 to Denny. 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Auburn in the top of the 9th. Pitch on the way. Gets by LaRue. I may have caught the home plate umpire's foot. The ball and a strike. Now to Caleb Denny. Keyshock off the stretch. Here's the pitch. Just missed the inside corner. 2-1. I've got to think that Cameron's helped himself for another outing here today.
I think so. He's retired all 4 that he's faced. He has shown that he's not afraid to go after the inside corner.
2-1, ground ball right side. Underneath the glove of Green and into right field. He went a long way to get to that one and actually may have bounced over his glove into right.
Yeah,
actually, that is not, yep, and that's not Green out there either. Auburn pinch hit for Green.
Yep.
That's Brody Moss.
Moss had a long way to go to his left. And then on top of that, the last hop the ball took was a little higher, and it went over his glove as he moved to his left.
A 4-hit day for Denny. Goodness gracious. 2 down. Here's Jonathan French, the catcher. Pitch on the way. Piled it out of play off the right side. French is 1 for 4 on the day. It was back-to-back singles by Denny and French to start that 7th, and the 3-run bomb by Tippett in the 9-hole gave Carolina the lead that it enjoys right now, 8-6. Stretch in the pitch. Strike 2 on a fastball, outside corner and at the knees. 95 from Cameron Keyshock.
See why they like him.
I agree. Denny with his lead. Stretching the pitch. Denny goes. Swing on a base hit into left field. Denny will go to third on the play. Throw comes back into second.
An 0-2 hit and run call.
Runners at the corners now for South Carolina. He got ahead 0-2 and then he laid one in there, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
And here is Carson Hornick. Fly to left. He's lined to left. He has sacrificed to right and walked and scored today. And Darren Schoenrock, the Auburn pitching coach, is out, and Auburn will make one more Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Conecuh sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh sausage is celebrating their 75th year of the Sessions family, making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen for the Tigers to Ryan Olson, the freshman from Auburn, 6'1", 206, right-hander. Olson is appearing in his fourth game of the year, just as Keyshock did. An inning and 2/3 for Olson. 4 runs on 6 hits and 2 walks. He has struck out 3. 600 the average against him. No record, and an earned run average of 21.6. This will be Olson's first appearance in an SEC game this season. We last saw Ryan back on March 11th against Southeastern Louisiana. 3 runs in a third of an inning, 3 hits, no walks, and a strikeout. Best outing of his year so far came against Florida A&M in a midweek game on March 1st. He gave up 2 hits but no runs, and he had 2 strikeouts in an inning of work against the Rattlers way back at the beginning of March.
Cameron Keyshock went an inning and a third. No runs on 2 hits with a strikeout. He threw 19 pitches, 12 for strikes. But he is responsible for the runners at first and third as South Carolina looks for an insurance run or 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Gamecocks lead the Tigers 8-6 on getaway day. Auburn softball a winner today. Won the series against South Carolina across town. Maddie Penta with a 5-inning no-hitter for the Tigers, who now come home to face Mississippi State in the regular season finale this weekend at Jane B. Moore Field.
Hey, get to the Plains this weekend if you can. You got softball at home against Mississippi State to close out the regular season. Baseball at home against top-ranked LSU. It's graduation weekend. Lots going on.
Olson against Hornick. Ryan stretches and pitches. There's a strike.
Pierce, McMurray, and Ware due up for the Tigers. Some potency in that lineup. You hold the lead for South Carolina at 2.
Stretch in the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Came up empty on the 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
Auburn softball, by the way, enters the final regular season weekend in 3rd place in the league,
putting themselves in position for a host bid to the NCAA tournament. Stretch. Here's the pitch. The runner goes. Fly ball into right. Pierce is there, and he makes the catch, and Auburn keeps it a 2-run game. Cameron Keyshock and Ryan Olson. We go to the 9th. The score: South Carolina 8, Auburn 6. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network from Playfly.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn's associate head coach for equestrian, Jessica Braswell, joins us.
I came to school here, rode on the team, and then I stayed and was the first graduate assistant. I didn't get to coach, but I got to see the operations side and what it looks like on the other side from being a student athlete. Then I got my MBA while I was in graduate school. So my first job out of college, I got a job with Cigna Healthcare. So I moved myself up to West Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
So I did that for 4.5 months, and Coach Williams called me and offered me the coaching position, and I told him I would be here 2 weeks. That was 12 seasons ago, and I'm still here. So I've been coaching. This is my 12th season. I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere, and it's definitely become home.
A new episode of the Talking Tigers podcast is released every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like and subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast, only from the Auburn Sports Network.
To the 9th we go. Final game of the Auburn, South Carolina series at Founders Park in Columbia. Tigers won the first 2 games to sweep the series. They'll have to come from behind in the 9th with Bobby Pierce, Cooper McMurray, and Bryson Ware against South Carolina's fine closer, Chris Beach. He hasn't been perfect, but he has been effective for the Gamecocks. He has come on and worked out of 2 bases-loaded, 1-out jams in the 7th and then in the 8th. Bobby Pierce is 1 for 4 on the afternoon. Beach, the pitch. Pierce sends one into deep left field. Back at the wall, kiss it, goodbye. Out of the back of the Auburn bullpen, Bobby Pierce makes it a 1-run game. His 5th home run of the season, his 2nd of the weekend. It's 8-7.
Does it surprise you Auburn not running away and hiding? No, not at all. Pierce looped a single into center on the first pitch from Veach back in the 7th inning. He hit that one a little more square. And this is the 2nd time through that the Auburn hitters are seeing Veach.
And here is Cooper McMurray. The wind and the pitch. McMurray swings and misses. 0-1, and now the shift from Carolina. Why'd they do it with 1 strike? It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
But that has been the case all weekend long. Beach, the wind and the pitch. McMurray swings and misses. It's been a tough day for Cooper.
Yeah, they've had his number today.
He is 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, and he's behind no balls and 2 strikes here in the 9th. 8-7 is now the score. Beach back to work, the 0-2. Just missed high and outside. Just missed to McMurray. A ball and 2 strikes to Cooper. Here's the wind of the pitch. He missed low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to McMurray.
5 home runs for Auburn today in the game.
Ware, Foster, LaRue, Ware, and Pierce in that order. Here's the 2-2 to McMurray. High, ball 3. Three balls and 2 strikes to the Auburn first baseman. Chris Beach waves off a sign. Now comes home. And he walked him. He got ahead 0-2 and walked McMurray. And the tying run's aboard for Auburn at first.
It's a really good job of not chasing. The last 2 weren't all that close. The first 2 after he got to 0-2 were, and McMurray was able to hold up and draw the walk. And now Auburn's going to send a pinch runner in for McMurray.
It's going to be Josh Hall.
Yep.
And that is all for Beach. Auburn chases Beach. Tying run at first for Auburn. Nobody out. Top of the 9th. 8-7. Carolina leads. The Gamecocks have made a Conecuh sausage call to the bullpen.
Conecuh sausage is a product we all know and love. It's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog and premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh sausage is celebrating their 75th year of the Sessions family, making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
It is Nick Proctor for South Carolina. Proctor is a California native, a right-hander, 5'10", 185, a grad transfer from Cal. Proctor, 14 appearances, all in relief, a 3-0 record, a 3.38 earned run average, 13 1/3 innings for Proctor, 9 hits, 5 runs. He has walked 4 and he has struck out 19 batters, better than a strikeout and a half per inning. He's given up 4 doubles, just 1 home run. Team's hitting under 200 against him, 188. The average against the grad transfer right-hander, Nick Proctor. Veach, worked in and out of some hot water, an inning and 2/3, only 1 run allowed on 3 hits. He walked 2, he struck out 1, he threw 42 pitches, 25 for strikes, but he gave up the leadoff homer here in the 9th to Bobby Pierce, and then he got ahead of McMurray 0-2, and then threw 4 straight balls to walk Cooper. So Proctor is on now, and he will deal with Bryson Ware.
Josh Hall goes to first to run for Cooper McMurray. That's the potential tying run for Auburn. First appearance of the weekend for Proctor. He will get Bryson Ware, who has homered not once, but twice today. A 2-run shot in the first, and a solo home run to lead off the 6th. Nobody out, a runner at first, a run home for Auburn, 8-7 Carolina. The stretch and a throw to first, and Hall is back for Auburn.
Hayden Murphy, Chase Isbell, both in the Auburn bullpen. In case.
Yes. Stretch, pitch on the way. Ware showed bunt, no, throw to first, out. Josh Hall is picked off at first, and Auburn will ask for a review. French threw him out at first, but Auburn's going to ask for a review.
Well, the only hope is that the tag got him low and he got the hand back in there first. This is our 3rd review of the game. South Carolina asked for 2, they were unsuccessful, and now Auburn has asked for 1. Haven't seen, quite frankly, a lot of calls overturned this year.
I haven't seen this replay at all. Now we get a replay. I think that'll be tough to overthrow.
If the tag was on the arm, the nearest arm, he's out. If he missed him the first time and he got it on the hip, then Josh got the hand back in. But I think the ruling is going to be that right hand is where Casas tagged him.
It's a really good throw by French.
Yeah. I think he got him on the right forearm.
I do too. That's a shame because that's the first out of the inning, and tying run comes off the bases for Auburn. Want to know the count to Bryson Ware. They are taking their time with this review, and now here comes the call, and he is out.
Great throw by French. Better tag by Casas.
That's a mistake for Auburn, friends.
Yep.
Just plainly put. A ball and no strikes to Ware. Bases are empty. Auburn trails 8-7. Stretch in the 1-0 pitch to Ware. Upstairs 2-0. All right, got to go back to work.
Yep.
Shift is on the left side of the infield. Stretch by Proctor. Here comes the pitch. Swing on a line drive into left, long run left fielder. He can't get there. It's down for a hit. Ware's aboard. Runner at first, 1 out for Auburn.
Good swing. Off-speed pitch. He left it up. That sidearm delivery from Proctor. Ware read it out of the hand, waited back on it, and then hit it sharply into left.
Bryson 3 for 5 today. And now Cole Foster bats. Left-handed against the right-hander Proctor. Ware at first, one out, top of the ninth. Auburn trails 8-7. Proctor comes set. And the pitch to Foster. Right down the middle for a strike. Cole homered, a solo homer in the first. He singled in the third. Reached on an error in the eighth. Stretch. Here comes the pitch. Inside corner, strike two. And now the shift for Foster. Cole waits on an 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Got him swinging. And it's up to Kason Howell to keep this one alive for Auburn. One for four on the afternoon. Ware gets his lead at first. Stretching the pitch. Missed inside, ball one. Two outs, a runner at first. Auburn down 8-7. Off the stretch. Now the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Down the right side. Long run, Petrie. Long run, second baseman. And it falls into the stands as Tippett ran out of ground. 1-1 the count to Howell. Ware is up with every ping of the bat. Now with two outs. Outfield play straight away and a couple steps deep with two outs. A ball and a strike to Kason Howell. Stretching the pitch. On the hands to the shortstop. He flips to second and this one's over. Carolina holds on to beat the Tigers 8-7. And South Carolina salvages the third and final game of the series. A run on two hits, no errors. A man left for Auburn in the ninth. Final score from South Carolina. Gamecocks 8, Auburn 7. Stay tuned. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Whether you're cheering on the Tigers with their signature wings or taking the party on the road, at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, it's game day.